Vehicles that fit everyone's budget. Visit UnitedKiaImperial.com today.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you on a Thursday. Lost my mic. Johnny's there. The button sticks.
Yeah, it is sticky
It's
on
got
that
a
side.
mind of its own. They take that thing apart. It'll never go together again.
Yeah, don't do that. Have a professional do it.
Don't ever do that.
Have a professional do it.
Johnny's with me, and Hyundai of Yuma, they are advertised on the show. And, of course, you know, a veteran-owned business out there on 32nd Street selling Hyundais. Now, I read something today, Johnny.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. The truck I keep talking about, they're the hottest selling vehicle in the United States, I understand.
Really?
Yeah, it takes an average of 8 days, they said on the lot. That's it, 8 days. The Chevy Corvette comes in number 2. They set for 8.3 days. Yeah, so really, as fast as they get them, they're selling the trucks. But get over and if you can, test drive one, the Santa Fe truck, and let me know. But America's best warranty, 5 years, 60,000 miles, 10 years, 100,000 on that drivetrain. That goes for the Kia and Genesis too. You know, all sister companies, all owned by the same veteran-owned business, man. So you'll get over there and take a look. The AOC, still my favorite. You know, 'cause she's so funny.
She's an interesting character.
She went to the Met Gala. Now, that is a high dollar thing. You know, it's a $30,000 ticket.
And that's just for the ticket. That's not even for the food.
You got to buy a dress, Johnny.
Yeah, you got to buy a dress. Well, I'm not going to buy a dress for it.
Well, you might.
Some of the guys wore dresses to it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But you have to take a girl, so you're going to buy her dress.
Oh, there you go.
You know, so you're $60,000 in tickets plus a dress. And who knows? Maybe you got to buy drinks. I don't know. I don't know. It's a cash bar.
Yeah, well, I think you do. I think you have to buy a table and the food.
Yeah, so you're talking a lot of money. And amazingly, her dress, you know, which she was so proud of, said tax the rich because he's a socialist wanting income equality. And she goes to like the most expensive place in the world. No,
it's just
Johnny.
a place just to show off how rich you are and how better you are than everybody else.
Yeah, so she goes there to say tax the rich and smiles and laughing, no face mask or anything, illegal in that state. But nobody's taxing them.
No, of course not. They're better than us.
Yeah, they are. Right, really. But tax the rich, and she's a socialist. Now, and she was given the tickets, apparently. But you have to claim those on taxes. I wonder if she will. Well, it's a gift.
Yeah.
She'll claim it was a political thing.
Yeah, but did you see she's going to be investigated for it?
Is she?
Yeah, the Republicans had filed a complaint that said she needs to be investigated by the ethics committee.
Do you remember Ralph Nader?
Yeah.
Now, there's a guy that was anti-car, and he wrote that he killed the Corvair by dangerous at any speed, you know, was the op-ed he wrote. And it just killed the reputation of the Corvair and everything. And he didn't like cars, and he thought the car companies were not as safe as they could have been, and he was attacking them for their lack of safety. And probably changed the industry a little bit. Probably had to, you know, they had to step it up sooner than they would have. But I respect it because he never owned a car. He refused to own one. So he stuck to his guns.
He stuck to his principles.
Yes. Now we got these people saying tax the rich wearing at $30,000 galas, and they're rich.
Yeah, it's pure. It's
crap.
mind-boggling nonsense.
It's just crap. I mean, if she really didn't like rich, then she would stay a socialist and go to a soup kitchen and eat.
Of course she's not going to do that.
She's not going to do that. No, she's eating it up. You know, she's drawn in a lot of money. She's become rich. She likes being rich versus a bartender, I would imagine.
I would think so.
So she wears a Chick-fil-A dress. Did you hear that? The comment?
Yeah. Who wore it better? Looks like a Chick-fil-A bag.
Yeah, it looks like what Chick-fil-A's marketing. In fact, those people should sue her.
Yeah, it's
Chick-fil-A should sue them for taking their ideas. But where the cows actually scrawl out a message, eat more chicken. That's the kind of writing was on it. Same color and everything. White dress with the red scratched out letters. Except her says, it doesn't say eat more chicken. It says tax rich.
And, and she could wear it ironically, but the rich people don't care that she wore that either. It's not like they're like shocked by it or,
No.
No,
I think they think it's cover.
Yeah.
Like say, see, they're taking care of us. Okay, pass those $30,000 tickets around.
Exactly.
But they know it doesn't affect them.
It doesn't affect them. It does nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Because they can make all this stuff up about tax rates. They just move their money somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. They're the ones that have the power to move their money somewhere else.
And who's going to deny them?
No one.
They say, hey, country X, can I move $100 billion into your country? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah.
So, that was, got a lot of pushback and a lot of...
but it won't mean anything.
No.
It makes her more popular amongst the people that love her.
Mm-hmm.
They say, she's just misunderstood. Oh, no, we understood perfectly.
Yeah.
and they don't get it either. They're all socialists supporting the rich person that says tax the rich. They're getting conned.
Just look at Twitter for a little while, and you'll get sick to your stomach how much they don't get it.
They don't get it.
They do not get it. It's so weird. I'm like, what school did you go to? Who taught you anything about economics? And it's just, it's crazy.
It's sad. Okay, let's talk about other famous females.
Okay, who do we got?
Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, she got banned by Twitter yesterday.
Yeah, Twitter kicked her off, and that's kind of weird because she's a black rapper, and part of the whole woke culture.
Mm-hmm.
But she made a mistake for the woke culture. She didn't want to take the vaccine, and she chose not to take the vaccine because she wants to study the issue.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't do that in the woke culture.
No,
right now the
you can only get bullied into things in the woke culture.
So right now they have decided in the woke culture that the vaccine's the right thing to take. Believe in the man, which is the opposite of when Trump was president. When Trump was president, says that he had Operation Warp Speed to get this vaccine started, and worked with the pharmaceuticals to like, what do you guys need? Gave them what they needed, whatever. And people, there were people on the left saying, well, we're not going to trust the vaccine. We can't take the vaccine. We can't trust it because Trump, we're not going to take it. And the woke culture was all behind that. And now the woke culture is, no, you got to take it because Fauci said to.
Yeah, it's just whatever side, where they flip-flop to.
But it has nothing to do with science or has nothing to do with anything.
Well, her original tweet, it said, watch out because her cousin's friend got a swollen testicle from taking the...
And became impotent. And he was...
He's not married anymore. He lost his fiance because of that.
Yeah, but in Trinidad's where he lives, and the Trinidad government's denying it ever happened, and we'd never seen that before.
But whatever,
I don't care.
Who cares about that? But
I find it interesting she got banned.
Yeah, that's the interesting part. She put it on there. She went against the narrative that she's supposed to be pushing.
Yeah. It just shows it doesn't have to do with color, doesn't have to do with sex, doesn't have to do with you're a rap star or whether you're part of the woke culture. You follow the narrative or you're out.
She retweeted Tucker Carlson. That's what really got her in trouble.
You're in trouble now. So you're in trouble. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Hey, that's pretty funny, guys.
Hey, buddy.
You still talking about funny or famous women?
Yeah. What do you got?
I got Fauci's wife.
What? She's famous?
Christine Grady Fauci.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Obama appointed her as head of NIH Biohuman Subject Research Program.
Yeah, but there's no collusion there.
Research program.
Yeah.
And then she got switched out of that to the chief of bioethics.
Wow, and she's married to Fauci. She's got ethics in her title. That's awesome.
Yeah, they don't go together.
I don't know how that works, man.
Yeah, let's experiment on human people.
Yeah.
And they're right at the top of it, and they're directing the vaccine.
Yeah.
Hey, that's all I got.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah, I'm pro gain of function, too. Yeah, let's make up diseases we haven't made yet and put all the tax dollars to make it and then see if we can make people sick and then deny it came from Wuhan.
Yeah, horrible.
Yeah, it's horrible.
But yeah, this Nicki Minaj, she retweeted Tucker because Tucker stood up for her on his program.
Yeah.
She retweeted it, and everybody on Twitter, he's a white nationalist, he's a racist, all these things, and it's
him and Larry Elder.
Yeah, him and Larry are white nationalists. Like, do you guys own anything other than the channel CNN? Like, there's other, stray a little bit. Go look. Yeah. He's not a white nationalist.
No,
at all.
But that's the labeling given to anybody who disagrees with you.
Exactly.
Used to be racist. Now it just goes right into white nationalists.
So people were totally shocked that she retweeted Tucker, and they're like, "This can't be. My world's falling apart. Not you, Nicki. Please, not you." And she's like, "Look, I'm just retweeting somebody that stuck up for me against somebody that bashed me unfairly because she was bashed by some
woke cultures destroy everything we don't agree with. Destroy the person. Destroy.
You know, and I'm not a huge Nicki Minaj fan or whatever. I like hip hop, but it's just pretty interesting that, look, you go against a narrative, they're going to come out with the pitchforks and torches.
It's nice to know it's not even racist anymore, man. It's come after anybody.
Anybody.
Yeah, even a black female that's a rap star. Mm-hmm. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, you guys.
Hey, Mike.
Good morning.
I just got on and listened to you. Did you happen to set up a interview with Andy?
Not yet. Mel's going to go talk to him.
Oh, okay. Cool.
He said he'll bring him in here.
Oh, well, that's good. So that would be tomorrow then.
Well, he's going to go see him tonight and handcuff him and tell him he's got to come in on the show on Friday.
Oh, okay, cool. And yesterday, when you guys were interviewing that guy from the VA, shoot, Mike and June knew more than what this guy knew. Goodness. I figured that somebody that was from the VA or whatever he was from would actually know something.
Yeah, they specialize. They specialize.
But Mike and June, man, they're trying to find out stuff, but home is pretty much stonewalling them, and can't hardly get any information from them about it. So it's kind of weird, but that's the government for you. Anyway, good show, guys.
All right, buddy.
Keep it up.
Take care, man. Bye.
So I just Googled. So one of the first stories that came up about this Nicki Minaj, it says Nicki Minaj says vaccine could make you impotent. Fauci shuts her down. That's from NBC News. Fauci shuts her down.
Oh man, that Fauci's so powerful, right?
Shuts her down. Oh my goodness.
Well, don't worry about it. Fauci will change his mind tomorrow. Forget what he said. It doesn't matter.
Did you see they're making a movie about him? Or
Fauci?
There already is a movie. It's coming out in the theaters. It's called Fauci. It's from the National Geographic, and it's just this huge.
Is it animated?
No, it's just it follows his life and it talks about how great he is. It interviews his kids and how he's misunderstood. The great things he did during the AIDS. They got a bunch of homosexuals that have AIDS.
Stole that stuff.
I'm like watching. Like I researched the history of the AIDS, and it's just this is all propaganda. This is just to make him look great. Like that's not what happened.
Wow. Well, maybe it'll be a double feature with Joseph Stalin.
That's what it should be. It's like, no, like that's not what anybody could just get on Google and see what he did with AZT. And
that guy changes his mind, flip flops, lies to us, and then told us it was a good lie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we needed to do it. It was the best thing.
It was the best thing to do was lie to you. Yeah,
he literally did that.
I know he did. Just turn him off. He
literally did that. If people don't remember, he
lied about the
mask.
He said, "Well, that's what he said." He said, "No, you don't need them." And then later says, "I was wrong. You needed them. I just said that because
we were in short supply."
I wanted the doctors to get them.
Yeah, doctors needed them.
I don't know what the lie is. I don't know if he's is he lying because it was true that the doctors needed to get him, or is he lying because someone told him to change his mind on it?
Exactly.
I don't know what lie is a lie. I don't know which lie it was. Because so much research showed the mask doesn't work, I figured he'd be smart enough to know that. But maybe someone told him it doesn't matter. We're going to make him wear it.
And all of his rhetoric before that shows that he knows that masks don't work. He said that over and over again.
Oh, it's in a lot of the research papers.
Yeah, it's on the papers he's done. It's in the interviews he's done.
He's done papers on what a great wonder drug hydroxychloroquine is on fighting the SARS.
Yeah, exactly.
And he did that in 2005. And then he's like, well, hydroxychloroquine will kill you.
Yeah.
I'm like, shut up.
Because it's generic and the big pharma doesn't make money off of it. That's the only reason.
Speaking of that, and I got to bring it up.
Okay.
Because I just mentioned it, but it's in the Yuma Sun this morning. Hospital statewide report just 129 ICU bids available now. And of course, this is about COVID. This is fear porn, again, coming out about COVID. So I'm always interested in what this is going to be. So it starts right off with the ivermectin without mentioning it by name. They say the Arizonas are poisoning themselves with medication meant for horses and cattle in their belief it will prevent or fight COVID-19. Couple things, and that's the opening line right there. So what they're talking about is ivermectin.
Yeah.
Now, ivermectin is used in veterinary medicine as well as in human medicine. It's used in both. And because it is a prescription drug, in the United States anyway, not anywhere else, but in the United States, it's a prescription drug. And you can go right to Mexico and pick it up like aspirin.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's safer. It's as safe as aspirin.
Well, yes, it is. But they're trying to demonize it and say all the people are now. Remember the other day that story came out about the hospital and the ICU
being overrun.
They won't take gunshot wounds now because there's too much ivermectin people from horse tranquilizer. But they don't call it ivermectin. They call it a horse dewormer and all that stuff. Well, they did the same thing here with the horse dewormer and all that. So that's where it starts. And it says that in just August managed 10 cases of people who became ill after taking ivermectin. Some say it was so severe that they did require hospitalization. Now, no one says ICU, but it's an ICU report.
Yeah,
but then
that's how they sucker people in.
And
they start with that, and they get your mind down a road.
And they're talking about taking the horse version of ivermectin, which is meant for a 2,500-pound horse, not a 185-pound girl. It's just a big difference.
Yes,
and maybe some have overtaken it, but even the overdose, it just causes nausea. I mean, if you read the label on Tylenol is scarier than the label on ivermectin.
Yes, without a doubt.
And yet they're trying to scare you
because it's a generic drug, and nobody can make money off of it.
It's cheap.
It's cheap and it's generic. Anybody can make it.
Yeah.
So
and you realize there's been tons of studies already that ivermectin is very effective.
India, Japan now. Who else? Africa uses it.
Of course, they're not using the horse paste. They're using the regular pill form, 6 milligram pill form that you can buy at the pharmacy. They're not using the horse paste.
No,
although the horse paste has ivermectin in it, and it's the same ivermectin as the human.
And the reason why the humans are using horse paste is because they're desperate, because their doctors won't prescribe them.
Right.
Typically won't prescribe them the ivermectin. The doctors would let them die instead of doing this because the threat of their losing their license.
Well, they say it's not FDA approved for COVID, which is true. But aspirin's not FDA approved for COVID.
No, but
Tylenol's not FDA approved for COVID.
So people are getting desperate and going to the veterinary clinic or the feed store and getting it.
But they use like hydroxychloroquine for lupus patients. Everyone gets it. It's not approved for lupus patients. It's a malaria drug, but it works well with lupus. So they cross-purpose those drugs all the time. But for some reason, they make it like this big deal. Not FDA approved for COVID. So what?
So we're so myopic. We're so just stuck here. Just look at the other countries that are using it and what great effect that's having on the countries.
Africa is a huge success story.
Africa is the biggest success story. And then there's India.
Yeah.
That's a success story until somebody came in that was partners with Big Pharma and banned it there. But
something went on in Costa Rica, and forgive me if I get this wrong, but Costa Rica started using it and had no problems with COVID. Then they said, well, we got to stop.
Yeah, there's other places. There's places that do that.
And they stopped, and then all of a sudden they had a big rash of COVID again.
And then COVID shoots up.
Yeah, and but it's good as a drug, as a prophylactic, and then as well as to help get through it. It's not a cure,
no,
but it apparently stops reproduction.
It starts the same thing that the hydroxychloroquine does.
Yeah, but apparently the ivermectin is more effective according to studies.
Late. Because you can go to where I get a lot of the information from is the frontline doctors. You go to their website and they have all the research papers, and it's very, very well thought out, and they're laid out. Their studies behind it and what's going on.
And I didn't even know what it was until Dr. J told me about it. Dr. J, who is not really an immunologist, but I'm going to call him that because that's what he studies. He really studies drugs and the drug effects on different things. He works for a drug company. Can't give you his real name because nothing good comes from that if you're a doctor and don't go with the status quo. But that's where I first heard it, and I had to look it up after that. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
You guys were forgetting something while you were talking about Fauci. Guardian magazine claims he's the most sexiest man alive on Earth.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it.
You believe that?
I read it, but I wasn't going to say it. Now you've made me ill.
I did not read it.
And you said they're making a movie about that twerp?
Yeah, it's already...
Who are they going to get to play the part? Mickey Mouse?
No, it's a documentary. It's him in the movie.
Yeah, and Ronnie, if you go with me, I'll share my popcorn with you.
You don't have to worry about that. Hey, by the way, I'm changing the name of my business.
To what?
To Big Jimmy's Pizza.
Why would you do that?
And I'm going to tell you how bad things are. There is an absolute shortage of pizza boxes. You can't get them. Smart and Final don't have any, or suppliers don't have any. And the supplier told my son the other day, well, the only thing we have are pizza boxes that were made for another pizzeria, but it's got another name stamped on them.
Take it. Doesn't matter.
So we took them, and it's stamped Big Jimmy's Pizza up in Tempe, Arizona.
I like it.
So I called Big Jim. I didn't call Big Jimmy's Pizza. I went online and looked it up, and sure as heck, there is a Big Jimmy's Pizza, and it had their menu, and there was also a little thing that said permanently out of business.
Oh, great.
Permanently closed.
But at least you got the boxes.
Yeah, at least you got the boxes. Big Jimmy's Pizza. Things are getting hard to get, Russ.
Oh, I know.
It's not good out there.
There's spot shortages all over in the automotive industry and everything. And
absolutely.
Sometimes we have cars that we just can't get common stuff for that used to be common, but it's still available. But it may be a week or two or something. It comes, but it's real spotty out there, buddy.
Yeah, it is. It's there's a lot of problems out there, and it's just horrible what's going on. And the food industry is even getting worse. It's funny, but during the COVID year last year, we were able to get a lot of stuff. I don't ever remember, other than sometimes they might be out of it, but it wasn't due to that. But I mean, now when they're weeks at a time, and we don't have this, we don't have that, it's going on, and I've been in other restaurants, and no, we don't have that. We've been out of that for 3 weeks.
So if I want lunch today, can I get some Big Jimmy pizzas out of your place today?
It's even got it written big letters. It's a beautiful box.
Man, I may want some Big Jimmy pizza over.
What I thought was funny is I'm thinking, well, why is this guy selling? You pay to have that done, right?
Yeah, you pay extra.
And why are they selling somebody else's boxes? Until pizza. I looked it up and found out that they were permanently closed.
That's awesome. So Ronnie's Pizza's featuring Big Jimmy's for limited time only.
For a limited time only. It's going to be called Big Jimmy's Pizza.
Man, you better get them while they're hot, man. I'm telling you.
Beggars can't be choosers, Bart.
All right, buddy. Take care. Bye. I'm going to give me some of that Big Jimmy pizza. It sounds
delicious right now. I'm just not,
Yeah, I mean, it's good enough pizza that Ronnie's just carrying it for a while. We'll be right back. AM 560 KBLU.
How's a little dose of fall sound with some cooler weather? Definitely noticeable by tomorrow into the weekend. Today we're still warm, 106, but cooler tomorrow, 102, and Saturday, 102 the high. To detect fever, COVID-19's leading symptom, it's critical to take an accurate temperature reading with the Exergen temporal scanner. It's the only thermometer whose accuracy has been proven in more than 100 clinical studies. Learn more at Exergen.com. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith from the Weather Channel.
Are you struggling to find quality employees? Tired of placing the same old Sunday classifieds or getting lost in the online job boards and getting the same results? Then you need to call us today at 344-4980 and put radio to work for you. It's fast. Place an ad today and have it on air tomorrow. Whether you're looking for hourly workers or to fill highly specified job descriptions, placing an ad on radio will help you fill these positions quickly. Call 344-4980 today and put radio recruitment to work for you.
In today's Farm and Ranch headlines from AgNet West.
The number of ag producers who purchase crop insurance for their specialty and organic crops continues to increase. More after this.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us.
All of us.
You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring.
Support us at 4h.org.
AgNet West Radio Network, your trusted agriculture news provider for the state of Arizona. Stay up to date with accurate local and national agriculture news on this station or by visiting us online at agnetwest.com. Get even more connected by following us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter by searching at AgNet West, and our team of Brian German at Brian German AgNet West and Danielle Leal with at D Leal AgNet West.
USDA has highlighted its work with producers and ag groups to create new crop insurance options and to expand and improve current options as two of the driving factors for the increased interest. Reports on specialty and organic crops were recently released by USDA's Risk Management Agency, which point out the various insurance option improvements made in recent years. Some of the improvements made were directed by the 2018 Farm Bill, while others came as a result of producer feedback and research. Some of the new insurance options include specific coverage for California and Florida citrus, as well as production and revenue history. Whole farm revenue protection along with hemp insurance options have also received significant improvements. The figures clearly demonstrate a growing interest in crop insurance options. Liabilities for insured specialty crops rose from $1 billion to more than $20 billion between 1990 and 2020. During that same time period, liabilities for insured organic crops rose from $207 million to more than $1.7 billion. The number of policies has also more than doubled in the last 30 years. I'm Brian German for AgNet West Radio Network.
Do you have slips, drips, or footing shifts? Come see my dad, Matt, at Team Ramco Transmission.
We have been a family-owned and operated business for over 25 years. We believe in honesty, professionalism, and supporting our troops. You can find us at 4701 East Gila Ridge Road, right off the interstate.
So when old dependable is not so dependable, come see my family at Team Ramco Transmission.
You can find us on Gila Ridge between Araby and 3E. So come in or give us a call, 928-344-5360.
Listen right here on 560 AM KBOU from 8 to 9 a.m. every Monday morning to Life, Death, and the Law, where Sean Garner and Adam Hansen discuss estate planning options. Spend Monday mornings 8 to 9 a.m. with Sean and Adam from Deason, Garner, and Hansen and learn how you can plan your estate using a will or a trust to protect your family and secure your legacy. That's Life, Death, and the Law every Monday morning from 8 to 9, right here on 560 AM KBOU.
Hi, we're big and rich. Join us and our friends Aaron Lewis and Eddie Montgomery Gentry for a one-night kick-ass concert to salute the American veterans on Saturday, November 6th at the Action Pavilion.
We're going to pack the place and show our veterans that we stand with them. We'll see you there. God bless.
Love you big time. See you soon. Yeah!
This is Dr. Bob Branch with the Power Fives, and we are proud to present you with the Salute to American Veterans. Join Big and Rich, Aaron Lewis, and Eddie Montgomery of Montgomery Gentry for a one-night kick-ass concert to salute American veterans and first responders. Saturday, November 6th at the Action Pavilion. Big and Rich, Aaron Lewis, and Eddie Montgomery will be joined by CMA artist Ashley Wineland and political speakers. Tickets are on sale at Ticketmaster.com.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
Be sure to listen for the border and traffic reports weekdays on this station, brought to you by RV World. They have a large selection of both new and used RVs. Exit Interstate 8 at Araby Road, then west on Gila Ridge about a quarter mile. That's RV World.
AM 560 KBOU. Russ Clark back with you. Johnny's in studio.
Yes, sir.
You know, I'm going to get back to this hospital report about 129 ICU beds.
Oh, yeah.
But before I do, I got a message here from one of the listeners. It says, mask reduce the mode of transmission, because I said masks don't work, right? Which I've talked about because there's a lot of studies out there that said it's just ineffective on viruses, whatever.
Yes, sir.
Masks reduce the mode of transmission. Viruses are spread by sneezing, and masks capture a significant amount of the aerosols which contain the virus. Now, first of all, that's just nasty. Now, if you leave your mask on when you sneeze, I want to watch. I don't think that happens.
No, everybody pulls them down.
Yeah.
Even Fauci mentions it.
You can't sneeze into your mask.
No, Fauci even mentions that people pull them down. So
what are you going to, have mucus all over inside your mask or something?
No, you're not going to do that.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
But part of the people that say masks are viable because of droplets like spittle or something.
When we're talking.
Yeah, and I don't want that in my mask either, like to keep rebreathing my own.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Yeah.
But anyway, they say that, but that's not how it transmits. It doesn't transmit when it's encased in
spittle,
in mucus or
mucus,
whatever.
Yep.
It's when it's airborne, and that's through breathing, and you breathe it right through, and that's been showing scientifically.
Yeah, it's right in the study.
It's in the study.
It's literally right in the study if people would read it.
Yeah. And now it could be that there's a lot of virus inside the spittle, but it's encapsulated in it unless you're eating it.
Mm-hmm.
Or it dries out maybe. I don't know. But even if virus is smaller than the weaving in the mask, virus needs a mode of transmission. Yeah, but it's not spitting in people's faces. The transmission is actually, it's airborne. Those particles go airborne and they'll get into ventilation systems. And what MIT did, which I still haven't got the original copy, but the original copy was masks don't work, all that stuff. And then they had to redact it all, and then they put out a revised copy because I guess somebody threatened their funding. And but it says it doesn't matter if you're 6 feet away or 60 feet away in a building, you're going to get the virus if someone else has it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be transmitted in the air. Free air, and you can have all these like sneeze shields around you and wear a mask and all that. But if you're breathing oxygen,
yeah, which we like to do as human beings,
you're going to get that virus in with it.
Yeah,
oxygen molecule is smaller than the virus molecule, but it's still very much smaller than any weave you're going to have on any mask. Same with the oxygen. Otherwise, you wouldn't get oxygen. You do get reduced oxygen because it reduces the amount of volume. The mask does. So a lot of people pass out.
Yeah, and so what it is with the mask, they were saying, well, this with the 6 feet has shown to have some significant reduction, and so you just read this. If you
it's a reduction of oxygen and a reduction of the amount of virus. It doesn't reduce.
That's what I'm saying. So if you read the studies, which I do this radio show, people send me a lot of these studies. So I'm interested in reading your study that shows that you believe in masks, and I read it. And I'm like, if I sent you a study like this, you would rip it apart because it only says
it's opinion pieces.
Reduces.
It's opinion pieces anyway.
Yeah.
All the studies I've been sent, the scientific studies, are opinion pieces.
And then it was like the base that they would study is so small. It's such a small base. It's like you would tear apart a study that I would send you that had this type of scientific data back in it.
But MIT did a real, mathematical, statistical study, and then they had to change it because somebody got to them, I'm sure.
Well, because they get a lot of their funding from the money man.
And then when they put out, they changed it, but they put at the bottom of the changes, this has been modified for editor's notes and all that kind of stuff. And modified for funding and grants. Yeah,
so I literally got one that was, so you read down at the bottom, this was funded by the Facebook. What's his name from Facebook?
Zuckerberg?
Yeah, Zuckerberg, his wife. This study was funded by his wife. So it's like, come on, like look at who's funding this study and what they're trying to push the narrative.
And keep in mind, most laboratories are funded by Fauci.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get your funding and everything in those grants. That's why Dr. J, I don't know his name because they got to be careful because they will shut you down. Because too many scientists and too many laboratories are all funded through grants, and those grants will dry up if you don't follow the narrative of the people in political power.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's nuts. We're like the CCP anymore.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Yeah.
I could say more about that if you saw the Senate committee on the Afghanistan and the questions they were asking. But anyway.
Hospital statewide report 129 ICU bids. There's 1,730 total in the state of Arizona. They're saying 129, so less than 10% available, which is a lot. But it starts talking about COVID, and then it says only a third of those occupied by COVID patients. Wait a minute. Well, okay. Well, what's going on? Well, they're saying it's COVID's fault.
Yeah, that's the way they push it.
Because so many people put off their doctor visits and routine medical exams and issues because of COVID. So now they're sicker
because
and they have to
with
go
other things. Yeah,
but that has nothing to do with ivermectin. That has nothing to do. There's no ivermectin patients in ICU.
No,
they're saying some had to go to the hospital. That's all they say, but they didn't say they're in ICU
because they were nauseous.
Yeah, they got sick by taking the horse version and too much of it, possibly. So they got sick like they would if they took too much Tylenol.
Mm-hmm.
take a phone call. You're on the air.
Hey, Russ, what's going on?
How are you?
Hey, listen, what's getting lost in all this shuffling going on? AOC and Pelosi, they're pushing to tax the 1 percenters again, right?
Yeah.
Well, to qualify to be a, quote, 1 percenter, it only requires $431,000 per year.
Yeah.
Now, what they're not talking about, and nobody in the media is talking about, is most small businesses are companies, and companies are operated out of the family checking account.
Quite often, because they're S corps. Yes, they're all combined.
Yes. So they would fall into that 1% category being taxed. So they're aiming at the small business. They aim to get them because that is to assist the corporations. Remember, fascism is corporate and government.
Correct.
And this is the corporations are doing the government's bidding by requiring things that the government is against the Constitution for them to do, but businesses can do it using commerce laws and crap, okay? The regulations that they shouldn't have, but they got them because we've been asleep all these years.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, they're going after small businesses, so look for a few of them to close and shut down in Yuma. Because we already have what Yuma is being doing, if you'll notice, they go after the vacant buildings and knock them down. So when you look back, you don't see any shut down businesses. That's why they do this. The city usually goes in and buys an old dilapidated building, or they put penalties against it, or they go in and remove the building and put a lien on the property. So then they end up getting it. The city does. And they go in and they do this. They resell them.
I certainly haven't seen any of that, but...
Well, I have, because they knock them down pretty quick.
Right.
And also, when you see construction on the highways, you think they're fixing the road. No, they're not. They're redoing the driveway part of the curb that goes into a business that was there and it's gone now. They knocked it down like up on 16th Street. And they go back and they put a straight curb in there. So when you drive by, you won't even notice there's anything ever been there.
Yeah.
So this is so like I say, communism starts at the local level. That's where it starts. And that's where the sleeper cells are. And that's why they call them sleeper cells, because people are asleep and they drive by, and the changes are so gradual. But this taxation, a lot of people are not aware. $431,000 is not that whole lot of money. That's not very much money.
Not for a small business. I hope they do that.
For anybody. I mean, you can't even buy a good house for $431,000 in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
You can't.
Well, yeah.
So, you can, and then most people do. They finance them, and who's there to buy the note in a year or two down the road? That's Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So the government is getting back into the real estate business. Always have been.
Oh, they have been. Yeah,
Yeah. FDR figured that one out when he gave all the GI Bills a loan. $1 down, you get 10. Well, then what they didn't tell you is that the real estate company can go and get it financed at the bank, and then for the bank to get reimbursed, Fannie Mae comes in, they buy those notes. Now, the bank happens to be owned by the Federal Reserve people. You know that.
Well,
those are the guys that own the money. So we're talking J.P. Morgan and those guys now. So this is government fascism has been with us for some time. And then you got Carter. I know you don't like me to throw in Carter, but Carter's 10th flag of the Communist Manifesto pushes the liberal arts rewrite of history. Has been doing that for 44 years. So anybody under the age of 50 has been taught and indoctrinated, if you will. It was the liberal arts program. And these little people, they go out there thinking they know everything, but they don't know zip. And that's what makes it, well, they don't. Now, do you know what liberal arts is, Russ?
Well, it's a nonsense.
Liberal arts is a communist rewriting your history. They did that in broad daylight. They took down General Lee's statue just the other day. That's rewriting history.
Right, they did. That did that in Virginia. Absolutely.
Now, a year or two from now, no one will leave it. They'll put something else in the place of where that statue was, and you won't even notice it was even ever there.
All right.
And this is what Hitler did. Stalin did it. They all did it except Genghis Khan. He just was a pillaged guy, and he just a thief and murderer. That's what Genghis Khan was.
All right, OG, that's enough, buddy. We got it. We got you. All right, buddy.
You got it?
I got you. All right, man. Take care. I got to take a break. We'll be right back.
When it's hot, the last thing you want is your home's AC to quit on you. At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you warm and comfortable quickly. Call 855-1-HOUR for a free service call with completed repair. Don't forget, we're
always on time or you don't pay in time. Always on time or you don't pay.
Terms and conditions may apply. Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Introducing the largest Toyota dealership in Imperial Valley, United Toyota. With hundreds of available new and pre-owned vehicles, United Toyota has a car, truck, or SUV for every lifestyle and budget. Shop us online at UnitedToyotaImperial.com.
Millions of Americans are preparing for food shortages. No wonder, with increasing bizarre news headlines, water shortages, and the trucking crisis, we're seeing the early warning signs. Food shortages can happen overnight, catching you completely by surprise. That's why it makes good sense to secure some emergency food kits while you can. Emergency food that stays fresh for up to 25 years in storage, unlike grocery store food that goes bad fast. The company to trust is My Patriot Supply. We've served millions of American families in recent years. Our food kits give you over 2,000 calories a day, which is what your body needs under stress to survive. We ship fast and discreet to your door. You'll have your food within days, too, not weeks or months. Our mission is your survival, and our food could definitely be a lifesaver when the peanut butter hits the fan. So don't wait. It's time to act. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com.
AM 560 KBOU. Russ Clark with you. Johnny's in studio.
Yes, sir.
You know, I didn't get to finish up on the hospital statewide, but 129 ICU bids available now. And not to do with COVID, though. I mean, the COVID's only 1/3 of those. Mm-hmm. And it's actually, I think it's only 1/3 of prior, peaks in COVID. It's not as high as it used. I mean, we're higher than what we were, but it seems to be leveling off and going down now again.
Oh, I hope so.
We're going through that peak, and it's already coming down. But now they're saying it's at its peak or something, and we got a lot of them. But really, the bids in ICU are not because of COVID, really. And if you look at our numbers here locally, we have like 40 people in the hospital total, 42 total. Mm-hmm. 2 of them were vaccinated, by the way, and they still got COVID. And it says we have total in ICU. 13 of them are in ICU in our hospital. And we have 18 ventilators being used. Now, not all those are COVID. But we have 110 available. So we're not in danger of using all our ICU ventilators and everything.
That's good.
I'm surprised we have that many. We never used to have that many. I guess they kept buying them.
Maybe they got more.
Because people were screaming that we needed to have them, so they started manufacturing them like crazy and giving them away, maybe. I don't know. But, yeah, it's unfortunate we have 42 COVID patients total.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Yeah. Because it was down to single digits, on the COVID. It was set down to single digits. Now it's back up to 40, which is too bad. But it doesn't mean that it's like it was, and hopefully it won't be. But it's more important people get vaccinated. But look, vaccines don't work like they should. Say don't work. People are saying they work, and you're not as sick as you were, but they don't last. Moderna just came out and said that too. Mm-hmm. But I wonder. It doesn't make sense. I got one polio vaccine. I didn't go in every year and get a booster polio. Mm-hmm. So obviously they're making them really differently. So
that's all I'll say. It doesn't make sense. And there's people at the FDA saying that people shouldn't get booster shots, at least right now.
Now, Moderna did their own study on it, and they say that needs a booster. So that's like It's like any of your drug dealers. The first one's free, and then after that, you need boosters the rest of your life.
Rest of your life.
And they say that Moderna has released its set of data suggesting that COVID-19 is effective in preventing serious health issues or death from the variant and all that stuff, but admitting the efficiency decreases over time. Well, that's with anything. It's not going to carry the same amount of antibodies in your system if there's no infection. Mm-hmm. They'll die off, and they're not going to keep making them. Doesn't mean they forget how to make them, and that your body won't
Well, the problem with the vaccine is that it doesn't have where it goes to your T cells and to your bones, and
it does, but it's not going to be as much markers. The markers is limited, not like a full.
Yeah, they're having issue with that. That's why the Israel study came out that it's better if you survive COVID, you have a better immunity lifelong.
Correct. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Good morning, Russ. This is Lori.
Good morning, Lori.
Hey, I wanted to tell you guys are talking about the COVID. On Sean Hannity's show yesterday, I did not hear where she was from, but she was a nurse. And she said that she doesn't know why they're making such a big deal about this COVID. She said they probably average, and I heard her say 7. I don't know if that's a day or a week. But she said all of them would be 99% that come in that are testing COVID were fully vaccinated. And she said the media doesn't say anything about that.
No, the media's been saying the opposite. The media's saying like there's very much a minority.
Unvaccinated, right.
Yeah, unvaccinated.
But she said they ask them when they come in, have you been vaccinated? And they all say, yep, and they're getting COVID. So I heard that on Sean Hannity yesterday on the show.
Yeah, it's a mystery. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah.
But early on, they said you get vaccinated, you still have to wear your mask. Like, why if it works?
Right. You think for science they would want to know, is this vaccine effective? I mean, and who is and who isn't?
Lori, I think you're right. They want to know. They don't want us to know.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. But she came on and said that, so I didn't know if you guys had heard that.
I didn't know that, but thank you so much. Take care.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I mean, in our 42 in the hospital, it says 2 are vaccinated, so 40 are not vaccinated. And we keep hearing it's the unvaccinated that's causing all the problems.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's all true.
State by state, the numbers are different. You could look at the different states.
But when you start going into Israel, where almost everybody's vaccinated and there's still people getting sick, well, wait a minute.
Yeah, Israel has a high percentage of vaccinated cases.
Right. But Moderna even says that their stuff doesn't work long term. And they're labeling, they're saying that you're going to need more boosters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course. I mean, we don't want to be a one-shot deal, right?
Well, no, more boosters, more money, money.
But they're saying that you don't get as sick or something. So you take the shots, you don't get as sick. But what difference does it make? I mean, if you're going to still get sick, you're still going to need to wear the mask. You're still going to need to isolate. You're still going to need to go to the hospital. Why am I taking the thing?
So I guess from what they're saying is that you don't die, I guess. I don't know. So maybe you just take it, you don't die.
Just shoot me, Johnny.
I'm trying to make sense of it, man.
Well, I've already had COVID, so my antibodies are stronger than the vaccines.
They are stronger. That has been proven that your antibodies are stronger and last longer than the Israel study came out. And they asked Fauci on what I think it was MSNBC about it. And he said, I won't comment. That was his comment. I'm not going to comment on natural. And it's like, what? You're the America's doctor? And you're not going to comment on natural immunity?
Well, other countries' natural immunity ranks up there with the same as if you have had the vaccination.
Yeah, I think in parts of Europe, like you don't have to get the vaccine if you show antibodies.
Right, but in this country, it's get the vaccine anyway.
This country is just, it doesn't seem like
we made a lot. You got to take it.
Mm-hmm. That's what
That's what it feels like.
That's what it feels like.
There's no science behind taking it if you've already got the antibodies.
None. Not one. Not none.
None.
No science.
Yeah.
So I think I forget what European countries they'll accept antibody, proving that you have the antibodies and you don't have to take it and you get a pass just like the regular.
Why you get your little card filled out that you have the antibodies?
Antibodies, yeah. But that seems right. That seems fair and scientific. Am I wrong?
Yeah, but science is just a slogan for following my narrative. Doesn't really mean science. And science is controlled by funding from the government. So the government kind of dictates what the science is. Like, we're going to tell you what the science is because we're paying for it.
Yeah, we need this study to say this.
Yeah. And I'll get the right scientist until I do.
But
I don't trust any of it.
The cool thing about the internet is that you could go read like what Israel's doing. People that don't have a horse in the race as far as
you can look at the results in Africa.
Africa, Israel, India.
It's easy to find. It's all out there. And when you get countries, and I think it was Nigeria that has 200 million people. Granted, they're 2/3 the size of the United States. Total deaths in Nigeria from COVID, 2,400 for the whole time. And what are we at, like 1 million or something?
Yeah, I remember,
and they're doing better than us, and they don't vaccinate.
No, and I remember when Bill Gates was asked about that same thing. He was asked about it when he was doing his whole tour of vaccines. I don't know. That's what he said. I don't know why they don't get it. That's a mystery. Oh, so that could be. It's not a mystery.
It's not a mystery.
But he wanted to say it was so
because they know.
Of course, they know,
and they tell you. Nobody wants to hear it. That a cheap drug that doesn't have a patent anymore because it's generic is saving lives. So we're going to demonize it, call it horse dewormer, and say people are dying from it or getting sick from it. And even though it's saving a whole country, like Nigeria, insane, right?
It's insane. It's very frustrating. We've had friends die from this thing, and it's COVID is real. COVID is I'm not trying to be cavalier about it at all because but there is treatments out there that
but we can't do the treatments here. Like if you go to a hospital, they're going to have to use a standard of care that's dictated by the CDC and everything else for insurance purposes. They can't deviate. So you can't say, okay, I'm in the hospital, bring me ivermectin, I want to take it. You can't. Once you're under their care, they don't want you to introduce anything else into your system. You can't have a Big Mac.
You shouldn't have a Big Mac.
You can't have the ivermectin. And that gets into court battles. Like, look, I want my friend, my relative to have ivermectin. They're in the hospital. Like, no, you can't. Because it's under a doctor's care, and that's not accepted in the United States.
That's not on our list here.
Right.
That's wild to me, man. That's very frustrating, Russ.
Yeah, but they'll get an aspirin. Now, aspirin's not on their list either. It's being approved by FDA for COVID. But people say, well, wait, it's been around forever. It's a regular, well, so's ivermectin. In fact, it's not even a prescription in other countries. Neither is hydroxychloroquine.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's not even prescription. In Africa and everything, you just go into the pharmacy and get it like you do aspirin. Like Tylenol. You just go in and get it. It's anti-malaria drug. Well, it's that safe. It's not something that needs to be administered by a doctor. It's just a pill that is really safe. But just like aspirin, I mean, you could get sick from aspirin if you're down to a whole bottle of it. It's going to eat your stomach lining or something.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Apparently, ivermectin's the same way. But for some reason, we treat it totally. I mean, it's being attacked regularly in this country. They used to attack hydroxychloroquine. Now it's ivermectin because ivermectin's been shown to be more effective even than the hydroxychloroquine. And the hydroxychloroquine really confused all the lupus patients because they've been taking it for 30 years, 40 years.
I have a friend with lupus, and she was confused, actually.
Yeah, they take, because they get, that's first.
She was worried. She was literally worried.
But hydroxychloroquine was never approved for lupus. It was approved for malaria. But they cross-purpose drugs all the time. So almost every lupus patient gets hydroxychloroquine. And they take it every day because it stops the breakouts or something. It for some reason, stops it. And then they say it's going to cause a heart attack. And so everyone taking for lupus are like, oh my God, I'm going to get a heart attack. And it's, nah, not you. Don't worry about it. It's just for those COVID patients.
Yeah, she was literally worried. It was weird to see the look on her face that she was worried about it.
And then after about 6 months, they took that off. They said, never mind. We were mistaken.
But they were able to crush it in that 6 months.
I think they already crushed it, by all the lies. And so they gave up on it. And the ivermectin pops up. as being even more effective than the hydroxychloroquine. And now they're doing the crushing of that, saying that people are in the hospital because they're taking horse dewormer. And they never, they keep equating ivermectin to horse dewormer because it's used in veterinary medicine. It's used in human medicine too, guys. It's not just horse dewormer. I mean, it's in the horse dewormer also. But nobody around here thinking they're a horse. I mean, it's not that. They're not in some kind of, although I guess you could self-label as you want.
Oh, you can.
Yeah,
that's a thing now. I forgot. You could do that.
Probably safe once you do. We'll be back. It's the top of the hour already. AM 560, KBLU.
Cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American.
From the 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating Studio, this is News Talk 560 KBLU, Yuma.
Withdrawal last month. Fox's Trey Yingst is in Kabul.
Today we spoke with Anas Haqqani of the infamous Haqqani Network. He's personally responsible for ordering hundreds of suicide bombings. He was previously imprisoned at the U.S. Bagram Air Base and today is speaking out about the U.S. troop withdrawal from Afghanistan.
You'd also be proud if your heroes kicked out invaders from your land.
Another UN envoy trying to raise humanitarian aid held talks with another leader who was a wanted U.S. terrorist, but some Republicans say we can't deal with them and want the Taliban designated a terrorist organization. Congressman Michael Waltz tells Fox,
let's be clear, and the intelligence is clear. The Taliban equals Al-Qaeda.
The fired Minneapolis police officer convicted in George Floyd's murder, he's dealing with a new charge. Fox's Jeff Manasso is on the case live.
Dave Derek Chauvin is arraigned today on charges of violating the civil rights of a teenager in 2017 that involved a neck restraint, similar to the one used on George Floyd. According to a police report from that encounter, Chauvin wrote that the teen, who he described as 6'2", 240 pounds, resisted arrest. The arraignment after Chauvin and 3 other officers charged in George Floyd's death pled not guilty to this week to alleged civil rights violations in the Floyd case, for which Chauvin was also sentenced in June to 22.5 years in prison. Dave.
Jeff, there was a slight increase last week in first-time unemployment claims, 332,000, but the number of people continuing to collect benefits dropped more than expected.
Those extra jobless benefits, that extra $300 that people were getting, that ended. And that looks like that actually helped us on the jobless claims picture.
Fox Business Network Cheryl Fasoni. Americans shopped way more than expected last month. Retail sales rose 0.7%, economists predicted a nearly 1% drop. America's listening to Fox News.
Warner Brothers Pictures presents Cry Macho from legendary director Clint Eastwood. Comes a story of being lost and found. Eastwood returns as Mike Milo, a one-time rodeo star who takes a job from an ex-boss to bring back the man's son from Mexico. The unlikely pair face a challenging journey, and the only road home is through redemption. See it in theaters and on HBO Max for 31 days tomorrow. Rated PG-13, may be inappropriate for kids under 13.
Nielsen says more than 30 million Americans watch Newsmax. It's the 4th highest-rated cable news channel, and it's available on all major cable systems, or find it on smart TVs like Samsung, LG, and more. And it's free on Roku, Xumo, Pluto, Amazon Fire, and TiVo. Or download the Newsmax app on your smartphone. Watch it anytime, anywhere. Forbes described Newsmax as a news powerhouse. Millions of Americans are watching Newsmax. You should too. Tune in to
YumaDailyNews.com on News Talk 560 KBLU is brought to you by Half Off Yuma. Get our half off deals right now. Go to KBLUAM.com and click on Yuma Half Off for this week's savings.
Here's the news in 60 seconds, YumaDailyNews.com. Today, the San Luis Library kicks off one of their month-long Hispanic Heritage Month art exhibitions. The event features artwork of local artists through October 16th. Yuma Fire has now made an official 600-mile journey back home to the city. Find out where they went, YumaDailyNews.com. And the Humane Society in Yuma has introduced their new pet of the week. His name is Steve. He's kind of cute. Take a look, YumaDailyNews.com. For families, Yuma's Park and Rec have released a new fall and winter activity guide. It provides info about upcoming holiday festivities like scary and safe trick or treat. You can download a digital copy through yumadailynews.com. The first of its kind, the library in San Luis will host an agricultural job fair. Companies like Dole, Greengate, even Taylor Farms will be on hand. You can find out who else will be there at yumadailynews.com. Make sure you follow us on Facebook for the latest in local stories and national. For now, that's the news. I'm Andrew Caravella.
The Arizona Lottery makes being together better. Whether it's adding a smile to your day, another game to play with friends, a reason to celebrate with family, or just reconnecting with someone you haven't seen in a while. The Arizona Lottery has been proud to be a part of your winning moments for the last 40 years. So grab your favorite ticket for a family member, a neighbor, a friend, and let's continue to play together.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join. I got my education because of the Guard. I got to travel a little bit and experience a whole different culture. It helped me get my job, it helped me pay for my house.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride
that you and your family will share. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard. Aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Time for some smart saving. Put money aside, not your child's future education.
I'm Arizona State Treasurer Kimberly Yee. The sooner you start an AZ 529 education savings plan, the more money you'll have when your little one graduates high school. Invest just $15 a month and you could have thousands of dollars saved for their education needs. Go to az529.gov so when it's time to achieve their dreams, they can.
Now that's smart saving.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you on a Thursday morning, 7:06. Hyundai of Yuma advertises on the show. Get over and take a test drive of that truck if you can find one. I didn't realize they were such hot sellers. I read the report this morning. It says it's the fastest selling, means sets on the lot an average of 8 days, and they're already gone. What are you doing over there, Johnny?
Well, we're going live. But we just had to turn the volume down.
Oh, okay. You're making all kinds of noise over there.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Well, I don't mind. America's best warranty. Let's see, 5 years, 5 years, 50,000 miles. What was it, 60,000 miles? 10 years, 100. But nobody's beating them. Get out there and test drive it, though. That's how you find out if you got it. Now, Johnny, you brought in a guest for me, man.
I did. I brought in a guest today.
Well, you're just bringing your own guest now.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's all good.
I want to educate people on what NFTs are.
I was like skeptical.
I'm not just skeptical. I'm like, what the heck are they? And I need to know. So we got the NFT man over here.
That's a non-fungible token. What?
Even the name sounds confusing, right?
Yeah, it sounds like something Fauci should be worried about. It's not, though. It is Alan, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is an NFT? Tell me.
So essentially, in a nutshell, what an NFT is, it's an online digital asset. So, but also anything that can be posted on the internet can be converted into NFT.
So it can be copyrighted or something like that. I mean, it becomes my property. The image becomes my property.
Not essentially. So, for example, let's say you're an artist and you put out this art.
Okay.
And once you upload it as an NFT, it goes what's called on the blockchain. So it's a technology, kind of like crypto.
So it's a digital. It becomes a digital technology.
Yes. And so what the NFT does is it makes it one of one. So what you can do right now with online digital assets is you can kind of like either save an image, you can download a video, you can download a song.
But then it becomes yours, and nobody can copy it or take it or whatever without paying royalties or buying it or what.
No, so you can still use it and like people can listen to it. Like, so for example, Jason Derulo and other mainstream artists are dropping songs as NFTs.
Okay.
And so that doesn't mean that you own his song and only you can play it. It just means you own the NFT version of that song. The original artist can still do whatever he wants with that song, but you own the rights to the original. So that means that you can then sell it or flip it for a profit.
Okay, but if everyone's looking at it, how can I sell it?
Because you have the original rights to
I could cut it off if I wanted to.
Not essentially. It's so what it is you give rights to the image, but not the copyright itself. So like I can post, let's say I post an art piece that's one of one.
Okay, a cartoon or something.
Yeah.
Like it just, okay.
Yeah, and I post it out on the marketplace. The main marketplace is what's called OpenSea. And let's say you purchase it, and I'm just a highly requested artist, and someone that's also a fan of mine wants that limited one of one copy. And so then someone offers you money to purchase that piece because I have the right. Someone can upload that same art piece, but I have the original on the blockchain, and so no one else can make a profit.
So you would own the original, but it doesn't mean you own every copy.
Exactly. Yeah. You just own the original dropped during that sale. So for example,
and that becomes valuable?
Yes.
Even if everybody's already got a copy?
No, only you get one copy of it. It's a little confusing, and honestly, the NFT space just started about 3 years ago.
Don't undersell it. No, it's very confusing.
Yeah. No, I get it, and it's funny because a lot of people are starting to call me like the pro on NFTs, and like no one's a pro. There's so much that goes into the crypto eco space.
Yeah.
But NFTs, like for example, last week there was a picture of a monkey from this very reputable company that was putting out this art, and it was worth about $200 to $700 when they dropped these images. They only released 10,000 of them. And so when I was looking at them, they were around 700, and I was like, I'm not going to spend, this is kind of when I was getting into it, I was like, I'm not going to spend $700 on the picture. Well, right now, the cheapest I can get that picture for is $130,000, and that's in 1 week turnaround.
For a picture of a monkey?
Yes, sir. For a picture of a monkey. It may sound kind of weird, but for a picture of a monkey, right now it's
Who
going
is
for
buying these things?
Steph Curry bought one. A couple of NBA players are buying them.
So people with money are buying these things. So I guess the concept is, right? So if you put out a book, you own the rights to the book,
right?
But you're just selling copies of the book.
Exactly.
So you have the copyright. So you could do that for different publishers and stuff. So that sounds like the
So
right.
no one can use it for commercial purposes.
Exactly.
There you go.
But you have the collectible version of it. That's what.
And I can do what I want with it.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to make a picture of mine and sell the picture, I could do that.
There's a guy that's taking selfies every single day and selling them as NFTs, and he's already sold about $20,000 of just selfies, just this picture, and he uploads it as an NFT.
Alan, what do you do with NFTs? Why are they important to you?
So for me, I create the art, but I also collect it. For me, it's kind of like to be in the space, to be a creator, to kind of have a platform for people to kind of view the art that I create, but also be able to collect it, resell it, flip it, and then just keep some pieces for myself. But it's a lot more than just a picture. So for example, a lot of these NFTs are coming out with what's called utility. So utility means that the picture can grant access to other things. So for example, that picture of a monkey, it's not just a picture of a monkey. So it's an exclusive membership, right? It's like your ticket in, it's like your golden ticket to the platform or whatever they create. So they're creating a game, for example. So if I wanted to play the game,
it's a members only.
Yes, exactly. And so if Steph Curry,
you got to own a monkey.
Yeah.
You got to own a monkey.
But that's just that platform, right? Like other people are doing different types of photography. Other people are doing video. Some people are doing the radio show. I think the New York Times just released their first.
Well, I could make this an NFT.
Exactly. Yes.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute.
Get me excited.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Not just can we, Alan? Can we do something?
Yeah,
with
dude.
Alan? Can we partner with Alan?
I can do this, dude. Okay, so you guys are getting excited. I predict that in the next 10 years, almost 99% of anything that's online is going to be an NFT. Any ticket you buy, any subscription to Hulu, Netflix, everything will be sold as an NFT because you get royalties off of that NFT every time it's resold as an artist. So let's say you put this radio show out as an NFT and someone buys it and then flips it and flips it and flips it. Every single time it's traded hands, you receive a royalty. So now let's say you have 10,000 shows and they've all sold for $1. But then each of them sold for 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 because it's just the market with your radio shows going pretty live. You're going to just receive royalties every single time. So every time you reload your wallet, you'll receive money. So that's really life-changing for artists. So for example, this guy that just released his album as an NFT, he released 1 million copies for $1. Sold out within 1 hour.
So he sold $1 million worth of.
Yes. But every single time one of his fans sells it to another fan for $2, he gets a royalty off of it. So he's essentially making money for life on that album forever. And that's never been heard of. That's why the technology is very revolutionary.
And when you say wallet, this stuff exists on the blockchain like cryptocurrency, right?
It lives on a cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's dependent of, so right now the main ones are like Ethereum, Cardano, and Solana are the main ones that you can kind of create these NFTs on.
And those are 3 of the big cryptocurrencies right now.
Yeah, they're like the main competitors. There's other people that are going to get into the space, but those are the ones that have kind of done the most research. You have Mark Cuban, backs up OpenSea. He's one of the main investors in that from Shark Tank.
Right.
So I always think of it like these people obviously know something that we don't. And someone like Mark Cuban that's a billionaire is not just going to invest in NFTs just because he thinks it's the next little. This is like the internet all over again, is what I tell people.
So you're selling and moving in NFTs right now. I mean, you're already doing
I create them,
but you're not good enough to own a monkey yet.
I was, but I messed up because I didn't purchase it. Right,
I didn't buy it.
You missed it.
Yeah. No, well, I actually purchased another. There was another company that released another set of them, and I bought it for $200, and within 24 hours, I flipped it for $750. But I messed up because right now it's trading for over $2,000.
So if you would have held on to it, you could have got more money.
Yep.
For something, a $200 investment could have made you $1,800 when you flipped it.
Were you sad when you flipped it? Were you like,
I was sad because I was telling my sister, I was like, look, it's getting. And the cool thing about these things is it's all public, so no one can hide anything. So if Jeff Bezos wants to buy an NFT, it'll show his wallet, his address, his everything. So this is very open to everyone. There's no hiding anything.
I want Jeff Bezos' wallet.
Well, see, the cool thing about NFTs is you can see their wallets. So I look at Steph Curry's wallet and a couple of other influencers in the space because I'm just kind of going through their collections, and you can see what they're purchasing, what they're liking. And so for me, it's like if these athletes...
I want to see that. I guess I want to see what you're looking at on that.
Oh, so then you could see the athlete's wallet, and then you could say, oh, that might be something I should look into.
Yeah, so that's how I kind of started getting into the space. So what I started doing is I started noticing that so every time you make a buy, it'll show the creator. So I would click on the creator, and then I would click on their collections, and it would show their entire collection of all the NFTs they held. Then I would cross-reference and look them up on the platform, and then if they were low enough, I'd get in and then resell them later. I've started about 2 weeks ago. I have about $5,000.
You started 2 weeks
flipping them.
Okay,
flipping them.
And you've made money on them.
I've made about $2,000, and then I have about $6,000 worth of art in 2 weeks.
So you've invested that much of your own?
No. I've invested $1,000.
And you have
$6,000.
You have $6,000, and you've pocketed another $2,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I could flip it for
on a $1,000 investment.
Yeah.
Johnny, what am I doing?
I don't know. What are we doing here?
No, dude. I could have had $160,000 with that monkey. That's why I'm like, dude, what is going on right now?
And here I am sitting here doing radio for minimum wage.
So what I did, I think it was, I don't know, last week, this week, I saw one of his videos because I've been hearing about NFTs. I started invested in crypto, and I was like, oh, here's the man. He's the one that can explain it. And so Alan was gracious enough to take me up on my offer to come on here. And I think we should do one about this show, Alan.
No, yeah, dude. The New York, like I'm telling you, the New York Times just released their kind of like their first press release as an NFT as a joke. And I think it sold for over $1 million. Just their first one. So honestly, if you do this NFT, which I think you should, and I'll help you guys set it up.
I'm going to do it just for fun. And we'll see. And the more, if it makes money, then it's more fun.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, if you do, I think you're going to be the first radio station to actually have an NFT. So you'll be setting history as well. And then
you're going to help me with this.
Yeah, we'll do it.
You and Johnny get together and
we'll figure it out
and educate me on doing this thing.
Yeah. There's a 12-year-old from London who made these whales, cartoon whales, just for fun, released them on the OpenSea, sold 420,000 within 24 hours. A 12-year-old kid from London. I wish I was kidding, but I'm not.
420,000 images.
No, $420,000 worth of
dollars.
Well, in the first 24 hours, right now he's grossed over $2 million within 3 days because they keep reselling and he keeps collecting royalties.
All right.
Yeah.
So it sounds like something catches fire. You want to be a part of it.
Are we taking a break? Well, we're going to take a break now. We'll be right back. AM 560 KBLU.
In today's Ag Business Update from AgNet West, have you been noticing an increase on your grocery store receipts? Well, that's because food prices rose again last month. USDA's Gary Crawford has more after the break.
AgNet West Radio Network, your trusted agriculture news provider for the state of Arizona, bringing local, statewide, and national headline news right to you on this radio station. Let our team of Danielle Leal,
Budget revisions put surplus to good use for agriculture,
and Brian German,
Salmonella outbreak report points to adjacent land use.
Keep you informed here, weekdays over the radio airways, on our Farm City Newsday podcast, or online at agnetwest.com.
Grocery store food prices keep on climbing. They've gone up every month this year. USDA's Gary Crawford has comments with Carolyn Chelius, a USDA economist, in this report.
From looking at the new consumer price index for food, it's pretty obvious that
the pressures that are contributing to these price increases haven't slowed down.
And food prices are still climbing. This from Agriculture Department economist Carolyn Chelius. Those pressures include limited supplies and higher consumer demand. This week's new CPI report has grocery store food prices last month going up another 0.3%. Prices have gone up every month this year after rising an average of 3.5% for 2020. Leading the price hikes, meat. And so far this year,
beef and veal prices have increased 5.2%. Pork prices 5.4%, poultry prices have increased 3.3%. So we're seeing pretty significant increases in prices for meats. And this is especially interesting as it's coming after a year of very high meat prices.
Last year, meat prices rose almost 7.5%.
Again, that was USDA's Gary Crawford reporting, and I'm Danielle Leal reporting for AgNet West Radio Network.
I'm Lou Dobbs. A rally on Wall Street, industrial production slows, Biden stumps for Senate votes for his huge tax and spend bill. Those stories next.
Trading involves financial risk and is not suitable for all investors. Past results do not guarantee future performance.
Due to the volatility in the geopolitical landscape and impacts of COVID variants, it's virtually impossible to guess what the market will do next. With Vantage Point, you don't have to. Want to see the next big stock market moves in advance? Text the word money to 813-813 to learn how our AI analyzes over 1 million data points per day. Text the word money to 813-813 so you can learn how to predict stock market trends up to 3 days ahead with incredible accuracy. Whether you're trading stocks, options, Forex, futures, or crypto, Vantage Point's patented artificial intelligence can give you a massive edge. Text money to 813-813 to find out how to protect your capital and maximize gains. Text the word money to 813-813 and time your entries and exits to perfection. Don't wait. Text money to 813-813 now.
By texting in, you consent to receive calls, voice, and text messages using automated technology regarding offers by or on behalf of Vantage Point.
Industrial production slowed in August to a 0.4% gain as the shutdowns caused by Hurricane Ida took a toll on manufacturing. The Fed says plant closures by petrochemical plants and petroleum refining along the Gulf Coast shaved 0.3% from the output figure. Industrial production covers manufacturing, utilities, and mining. President Biden scheduling meetings with two so-called moderate Democrat senators today. The subject, his radical tax and spend plan. The two senators want him to spend less, which would still be too much of your money raised through job-killing tax hikes. The senators, Kyrsten Sinema of Arizona and West Virginia's Joe Manchin. On Wall Street, stocks moving higher today. The Dow Jones Industrial's up 237 points. Please join me 3 times each weekday for my updates from the Salem Radio Network, right here on this station. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you, and Johnny's in studio.
Yes, sir. Still here.
And we're talking to Alan about NFTs. I'm trying to get understanding of buying, selling NFTs. Something about a fungus.
Yeah,
but it's not. It's about. Well, it could be like you said. It could be a radio show.
Yep, it could be anything that's posted online.
Artwork. It could be digital, but as long as it's digitized.
Exactly. Anything.
And you've been doing some buying and selling, and it's becoming profitable for you.
Yes.
So, like, one thing he was mentioning, if he did this show, we were talking off air,
Which this is his first interview. Now he's famous,
and he could, he is famous, and we would put this interview on the market. We could sell
NFT,
it,
and he would buy it himself,
and he could buy it and resell it, and we
I
could
would
be
because
millionaires.
then you have reflippability, and it's also like it becomes rare. So not all items. So that's what makes these NFTs rare.
So your first show is $1, and you could sell it for $2 later.
Yep, and then you get a royalty every single time it's traded hands. So if you put out 10,000 pieces of art and they all sell for $1, but they're rotating on the market because that's what you've created, you're just collecting royalties forever.
And what does the royalty last? I mean, is that like 5%, 2%?
It's up to 10%.
Up to 10%.
Mm-hmm. Of every transaction, even on traded hands, on sold. Every time it's traded hands, you get money.
So if you sell something, every time it sells, you get a royalty.
Yep.
And who tracks this? I mean, what big organization is looking after this?
As far as like government.
Well, but no, I mean, who's tracking it as far as making sure you get your royalties? Who's going to send you
It's
the
the
check?
blockchain, right?
Yeah, so it's embedded in the smart contract so that the NFTs are set up to be that way. So these smart contracts or these NFTs, they're programmed to pay out and send out.
And it's going to be an automatic transfer of funds to your wallet?
Yeah, so the other day I went home and I would just reloaded my page and I had $750 and it was off that monkey I sold.
The monkey.
Yeah, that's what started it all.
So you set up like a PayPal or something?
No,
like
no. It's I set it up on MetaMask wallet. It's just an online digital wallet like for your crypto. The main one on OpenSea is MetaMask. But see, the reason why I'm so excited and want people to get on this is like, for example, there's this platform or this program with called CryptoPunks, which was one of the main NFTs that came out 2017. There was 10,000 of them released and they were given out for free. Right now, the cheapest CryptoPunk is like $250,000. So if you would have just been like, I just want to get into this NFT. Oh, look, this one's free. Picked it up, you'd have $250,000 right now.
Just instantly, just from being one of the early guys to get something for free.
Exactly. And Gary Vee was talking about this stuff years ago. And I was like, okay, if someone would have just done their little bit of research and just these CryptoPunks were given for free. One of them sold for $11 million the other day.
Jeez.
3 years, and it's not even, you're not even putting any money in. You're just, all right, cool.
You were just at the right place at the right time and got something for free.
Some guy bought one, I think, the other day and held it for a minute and made $1.23 million off of it because it sold within the hour.
Now, are you doing this as a business to help people? Or
I actually do want to set it up as a business. So, like, for me, I currently work, but my goal is to, once I've made enough earnings from monthly residuals, to open up a studio in Yuma and actually just create NFT products for sale, to create, to promote, things like that. To help.
I already have requests for people who want to know if they can get a hold of you. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, dude, let's do it. Whenever.
Give me your number.
Yeah, 928-388-5512. And that's for everyone out there.
All right. So, if you want to call them and ask about NFTs, now you can get involved. You can
reach out to me. Yeah, make sure to text me with your name and stuff because I might not answer if a random number calls me. But make sure you leave a voice. Yeah.
It's always someone trying to sell me car insurance.
Yeah, I know. It's like my car's extended warranty just came out. I know, right?
I don't even have an extended warranty on my car.
I know.
That's not good. Well, Alan, you've given me a lot of things, but now we got to do. John, you got to educate me more later.
Yeah, dude, we'll set it up.
He's going to educate us more later.
Let's make it. I'll make you guys a special custom NFT, and we'll have it based off this show.
I want it done, and then we'll see how it goes. And I do want to set something up where I can go look and see what you're seeing, what
absolutely.
you're doing, and I'll even get my own wallet or whatever, and then play with the monkeys.
Yeah, let's do it. Dude, hopefully next time you make a good profit, and then you can come on and say how much you've made.
Yeah, maybe I'll quit being radio guy. Make money.
Well, you could be the radio NFT guy. Right?
Yeah.
You could be the NFT guy on the radio. There's no one doing it.
And so I could do interviews and cut those interviews out, make them NFTs.
Dude, soon Joe Rogan's going to start doing this.
But look, but then like, let's say I have a few interviews that I really like that I've kept. But like I have a Rudy Giuliani interview, which I really liked. And so if I do that now, Rudy Giuliani said, well, wait, that's my voice or something. Would I get in trouble over that?
Not essentially. So the copyrights are kind of up in the air for crypto space because there's millions of people uploading.
Because it's public. I mean, it's all public. Exactly. But the show itself,
unless you sign like a non-disclosure, you're pretty much fine.
I didn't get him to sign anything.
Yeah, you could.
He may come after me.
You can kind of do whatever you want. There's no one to come after, right? There's like no one you contact. Hey, he posted this. It's like.
Yeah,
it's just up.
Unless
you're actually copywriting actual material he posted, then you're fine.
I'm not.
Yeah, if it's your stuff, you posted it, you're good.
Believe me, he didn't make me sign anything up front. He's got exclusive rights to everything. That may be coming next, Johnny. Maybe I'll have to do that every time I interview somebody from now on.
And honestly, it's cool because you can do it and it wouldn't hurt anybody. You can just post them for fun, and it doesn't charge you anything. Once you pass those fees that I was talking about earlier, you're fine. You can just upload, and people can offer you money to purchase your shows.
And then if they sell to someone else or whatever, then I would get royalties.
Yep, you would get up to 10% royalties on every single transaction.
I could go back at the end of the month. I could look and say, okay, made 50 cents this month.
How many shows have you made, actually? So I'll give you an example. How many shows have you made?
Thousands.
Thousands? If you would have put them all out and sold them all for $1 and they've just been trading hands, you'd be collecting money when you get home today if you set them up as NFTs. And honestly, we're so early to this where the public doesn't even realize what's going on.
The whole show, I don't know if that's as valuable as when I have certain interviews, some interviews, in fact, and I'll tell you, and George keeps track of this. George is my Washington, D.C. Guy that keeps track of it, but he says some of my shows I've had 400,000 and 500,000 listeners.
Oh my God!
That listen
and see that's
to the internet.
All you really need is an audience with NFTs. As long as you got an audience and you got a product to kind of push out and especially now, even if you put out all your interviews, you're kind of technically one of the first radio stations to ever do NFTs. So that already puts you on the map ahead of everybody. And so when NFTs become public and everyone's kind of doing it, well, okay, let's go back in history. Who were the first companies doing it? Well, look, this radio station in this little town made 10,000 NFTs, and all of a sudden it's the next big thing, and every show's selling for 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. And then your really rare shows where you got really special guests are selling for 40, 50,000. Well, you're collecting royalties. You're talking about millions and millions, and I'm talking about millions and millions and millions of dollars just within days and weeks. And
millions lost, Johnny. if you don't do it. All right, I'm kicking you out now. I've done enough FD. I'm going to get back to the news, but but that's interesting, and we'll pay more attention to it. Johnny will get me started just for fun.
Look, we're going to do it.
Let's do it.
We'll be back. AM 560 KBLU.
Stands for freedom, and they can't take.
It's a weak area of low pressure that's helping to cool things down as we head into the weekend. No signs of rain, just sunshine, perhaps some gusty winds at times. 106 the high today, 102 tomorrow. To detect fever, COVID-19's leading symptom, it's critical to take an accurate temperature reading with the Exergen temporal scanner. It's the only thermometer whose accuracy has been proven in more than 100 clinical studies. Learn more at Exergen.com. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith from the Weather Channel.
Summer heat is on the way. Time to check or replace your air conditioning system. This is Russ Clark from my friends at Quick Refrigeration. Yes, new systems are still 30 to 40% more efficient than a unit 10 years old. So call Quick Refrigeration, your trusted technician, keeping you cool since 1955. Also, experts in plumbing and tankless water heaters. Don't wait until your AC system goes down. Call the best in town, Quick Refrigeration.
Quick refrigeration, quick refrigeration. We get you cool quick.
The best advertising in the world is the most memorable. That's the goal of all advertising, to make your business the name to remember when it comes to the goods and services you sell. This is why the best advertising on the planet has always been done with the long game in mind. Most are consistent advertising campaigns with multiple messages deployed over a 2 or 3 year period. This takes having a solid, steady plan and being consistent in your themes. Learn how to make your advertising into a long-term campaign at yumaadvertising.com.
Are you looking for a hot car deal this summer? Hyundai of Yuma is on fire with over 100 new cars in stock ready for delivery and hot deals like this brand new 2021 Hyundai Sonata with a $2,000 rebate or 0% for 5 years. Plus veterans and active duty receive an additional $500 rebate. Now that's a hot deal. The best part is that all new Hyundais come with America's best warranty, 5-year, 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, plus 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on powertrain. All this plus 3 years of free maintenance. There has never been a better time to buy than right now. Your trade-in has never been worth more money than now. And during this event, all credit applications are being accepted, no matter your credit score, no matter how much you owe on your trade-in. These offers are only good at Hyundai of Yuma, located on 32nd Street in Yuma, Arizona. Visit them in person or 24/7 online at HyundaiofYuma.com or DM us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Hyundai of Yuma, a proud veteran-owned dealership.
The Border Report brought to you by RV World, located on Gila Ridge Road. Exit Interstate 8 on Araby Road, then head west on Gila Ridge about a quarter mile. RV World, Yuma's premier recreational vehicle dealer since 1991, offering a large selection of new and used RVs. And now the latest wait times for passenger vehicles in the standard lanes at our selected ports of entry, all reporting. San Luis, 2-hour wait, 2 lanes open. Calexico West, 90 minutes, 6 lanes open. Calexico East, 45 minutes, 2 lanes open. Algodones, 30-minute wait, 2 lanes open. Get updated border reports anytime at yumadailynews.com.
Do you have slips, drips, or funny shifts? Come see my dad, Matt, at Team Ramco Transmission.
We have been a family-owned and operated business for over 25 years. We believe in honesty, professionalism, and supporting our troops. You can find us at 4701 East Gila Ridge Road, right off the interstate.
So when old dependable is not so dependable, come see my family at Team Ramco Transmission.
You can find us on Gila Ridge between Araby and 3E. So come in or give us a call, 928-344-5360.
I can't twist the truth, it knows no regulation. Handful of senators don't pass legislation, and marches alone can't bring integration. When human respect is disintegrating, this whole crazy world is just too frustrating. And you tell me over and over and over.
AM 560 KPLU. Russ Clark back with you, and Johnny's in studio.
Yep.
Interesting discussion about something I'm still kind of like cloudy on, but
yeah.
You'll help me straighten that all out.
We'll get it.
Phone lines are open, 344-5258. My advisor is texting me this morning, says it looks like he's sending me pictures of Washington. Like the gates are back up, you know, they're starting to fortify Washington, D.C. again. I guess some big rally's coming or something that nobody knows about.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a rally coming, so they're fortifying D.C. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Good morning. This is Lou out in the foothills.
Good morning, Lou.
I'm asking this question, and it's definitely off of any of your subjects, but my question is why? I expected the first thing you guys would be talking about this morning would be General Milley.
We haven't got to him yet, but he's definitely a topic of conversation. It's not going to go away.
Oh, but I thought maybe there was a reason why. To me, he was the most important thing going. COVID was like way back there.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so you're still going to have that conversation.
We will do it next.
Good. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Milley should be resigning. Johnny, are you following him?
Yeah, I've been following it. Yeah,
look,
I don't.
Here's a disturbing thing about the whole thing.
The whole thing is
a real disturbing thing.
That's the whole thing is disturbing.
Look, well, granted, what he did was treasonous. What he did was wrong. What he did is outside the scope of his authority and all that stuff. I mean, to call the Chinese, lead general and said, "Don't worry, we're not going to attack you. I'll make sure I got this under control," type stuff.
So I haven't seen the actual what he said, but I heard that that's not the verbatim what he said. So maybe.
Well, that's what he says, but of course it's all, I'm sure, could be recorded at some point. I mean, not be available to us. But the part that's disturbing is that this is a complete stepping outside protocol. I mean, the elected official is the president. The president is the executive branch, in charge of the executive branch.
Supposed to be.
No, it is.
Yeah,
it is. And for him to usurp that and to ask for loyalty for the military, people around him to listen to me and not him when it comes to, nuclear controls and all that, it all has to go through me and pushing the president out of the way. Of course, that's treason.
That's treason.
Unconstitutional. It's insurrection. The disturbing.
You hit it. That is literal insurrection. That's
Correct.
Yes.
But the disturbing part is this.
You're saying all this disturbing stuff and you haven't got to the point.
I haven't got to the disturbing part for me.
Okay.
The disturbing part is that the Democrats are okay with it.
I don't know if that's I would figure
that's the disturbing part.
No, that's the par for the course, man.
The disturbing part is it's okay. No, because look, we're talking a lot of powerful people, people in power, people that are running government now are saying it's okay to not follow the rules. It's okay to step outside the guidelines. It's okay because the reasoning was good because it was Trump, because it fit our narrative. It's okay to cheat, lie, steal, not follow the rules, insurrection, treason's okay if it's for the right reasons. That's the scary part to
Yeah,
me. Is the justification of, well, nobody should do it, but it was okay. No, it's never okay under any circumstances. I don't care if it's Biden, if it's Trump. The rules are the rule, and we're a country of laws. We're a country of laws that stay strong because we all have to abide by them. And right now we're going into a country of we only follow the laws we like. We have exemptions to every law because everyone's got a vaccine mandate. But, I like the post office, so we're not going to make them do it. And I like the interns that work on Capitol Hill that work for congressmen, so they don't have to do it. That's not who we are.
Yeah, it's getting really animal farmy.
It is animal farmy.
It is.
And the fact that we've got so many, Joy Behar jumps in there and says, well, but it's good for him, type stuff because it was Trump. I hate Trump.
Because it was Trump, exactly.
Good for him. It has nothing to do with who it is.
No, because you're destroying the foundation.
It's the presidency.
Not only that, you're destroying people's confidence in the presidency and how our nation and how our country works.
Now, see what Lou did. She got me angry.
I'm going to have to talk to Lou.
Yeah, get Lou in line.
No.
But this General Mark Miley is out of his frickin' mind. I mean, he's lost it. He needs to go away.
But he's not going to go away.
No, because they love him because he attacked the red man.
Yes, so he's not going to go away because they continue to ask over and over again, does the president has full confidence in Miley's ability, on and on. That's the rhetoric you get from their press conferences. So he's not going away because they obviously like that he will do something like that because it seems like they could kind of control him.
They can't control. You can't control somebody that's not going to follow the rules, not follow the promises to their oath, that took the oath to uphold the Constitution. They're not going to follow it. You can't trust them for anything.
But one side is benefiting off of it.
For now.
Oh, that would get good.
Yeah, once you break that chain and once you break the rules, it's everybody's going to suffer at some point. Yeah, somebody else's ox is getting gored today.
There you go.
Who gets gored tomorrow?
You took it to the next level.
We don't know. That's why the rules are important. That's why we have to follow these things. That's why they're put in to protect us all. Protect the stupid guys, to protect the smart ones, just protect everybody. And that's what they're for. And that's why we're a country of rules, and that's what holds us together, is that we all have to follow the same thing. But obviously we're not. Justice has not been equal. Facebook is not equal. Twitter's not equal.
Oh, we just found out Facebook. Did you cover that one?
I think I haven't covered it all, but yeah, I will. But it's all the same. It's that we have become a country of exceptions.
Well, because
the rules don't apply to me. Exceptions. The rules don't apply to me. Elitists. They don't apply to AOC. She goes to a gala and says tax the rich in a $30,000 admission, wearing probably a $20,000 dress that looks like she bought it at Chick-fil-A, but still, it's so upside down ridiculous that as a country we're losing focus on what's right and wrong, and it doesn't matter as long as it feels good for the moment. Not knowing what dangers we're jumping into. We're jumping into dangers.
Yeah, and creating for the future.
This Miley is a big one. We're talking about treason at one of the highest offices. Treason as a general. And apparently, now that it's opened up with Miley and there's so many people speaking forward about the generals are accepted on everything pretty much. You can get away with it. Just like in Facebook, and I'm going to go ahead and mention it. Facebook just came out with somebody used to work there that came out and says, look, they don't follow the rules because if you're an elite, if you're somebody that's a celebrity, you don't have to follow the rules. And if they have rules about we're going to stop this kind of rhetoric or this kind of talk because it's incendiary or it's violent or something, doesn't apply to you if you have money. Doesn't apply to you
if you have money. That's a key thing because it was they were in the VIP pool because they have the algorithm and they have like the VIP section of that algorithm that it doesn't apply to. And that was certain members of the media, certain stars, like certain stars can post like nude photos of themselves and wouldn't get flagged.
So you could say stupid crap or do nude photos, whatever you want. And if you're part of the VIP elite, just like you're part of the VIP elite in politics.
Same thing.
We can do whatever we want. We can't get now. If a rank and file military person did what General Miley did, or even a colonel or something,
oh, it would be over.
They're already gone. Their history. They're dishonorably discharged. They're treason. They're in jail. A guy. You remember the guy in a submarine took a picture, a selfie for his girlfriend or wife or somebody back home on a submarine, and in the background was a panel that was supposed to be top secret. No one's supposed to know what that looks like, and all of a sudden he's in jail because he took a picture. And yet we gave all the panels away in Afghanistan that are being dismantled on Black Hawks and Apaches and tanks and everything else. All that secret stuff that no one's allowed to look at is all in the hands of the Taliban, and then, which means it's in the hands of everybody, and nobody's getting in trouble for it. Nobody cares. But if it was somebody else did it, it matters. But it shouldn't. If we're a rule of laws, and we're a country of laws, and we follow a protocol, and we follow the code that we swear an oath to, then it should matter. It should matter for everybody from the highest to the lowest rank, including a General Miley. He can't pick up the phone and subvert the authority of the president and laugh it off. Well, he was a bad president, so it was okay. It's not acceptable, Johnny.
No, it's not. But obviously, one side of the aisle is accepting it and benefiting off of it right now.
Proclaiming him a hero. And because it's not happening to them yet. And it will. It has to.
Yeah, that makes sense because what goes around comes around. So.
Well, yeah, and it's becoming the rule. Like I really pointed out a few today of celebrities, like our rap star,
Nicki Minaj.
Now, the reason I wanted to point that out was leading up to some of this. See, that thing never happened to a rap star that's black in the past because it's a black rap star. They're protected.
You couldn't go after them.
But there's fewer Republicans to go after because they've already eliminated them. So who are they going to go after now? Somebody that talks nice about a Republican, even if they're a black rap star, female black rap star. So female black rap star used to be protected species. Not anymore. Now you can go after Nicki Minaj because you said I love Tucker Carlson. So it's getting angrier, and now it's attacking across, the lines that were untouchable in the past.
You're right.
So now they're going after them.
That's great commentary.
So now it doesn't matter. So that's why I said earlier, it crossed racial lines now. It's crossed racial lines because now you're not protected just because I'm black or just because I'm a rap star or just because I'm female. Because look, the rules have dropped for everybody, and the cancel culture is running out of good Republicans to go after. So we have to go after somebody that just said something nice about a Republican now. Doesn't matter who you are, and if you're part of the woke culture, isn't going to protect you. I mean, Miley came out there and became part of the woke culture for protection. He figured he was in.
Yeah, well, he's in with his white aggression. He wants to understand white aggression. And
yeah, I want to understand white aggression. And even Newsom, they labeled the black guy as white supremacist.
Yeah, he's a white nationalist.
And the white guy actually won the election.
Yeah, it's so weird, man. Well, I don't know.
But see, nobody's safe now is what I'm telling you because the rules are down.
Yeah.
The rules are gone. And now not following the rules and not following anything means eventually the black guy's going to be the white guy. That AOC is going to be a poor socialist that goes to a $30,000 gala and seen as a poor person and socialist. And if you make fun of her, you've made fun of a poor working class girl. She's a rich girl.
And that's how they frame it too. Look at Twitter. If you just, I just dive in at once a week because I can't stomach it. But that's how they look at it.
The woke culture has redefined words, has redefined what sex is, redefined everything to where nothing makes any sense and everything's accessible to be attacked. And now the woke culture is getting attacked by its own wokeness.
Yeah.
And it's not good. It's not good for our country. It's not good for any of us. But the general that's breaking military code. His oath to office, his oath to the country, his oath. He can't come out and say, I'm sorry. He can't come out and say, oops, made a mistake. No big deal. No. Do you know, in the Navy, and I think, and this has been explained to me by many Navy people in the past, that if a ship runs aground, the captain's career's over. They all know that. You know, it's not. I don't know that it's official. I don't know that it's writing down. It doesn't mean they push him off the boat, but his career is basically over. He ran aground because he's responsible, and responsibility and all that stuff. So there's a code, you know, that permeates that military. Are we giving it up now because these generals have become untouchables? Are the generals untouchable because they're political generals now instead of military generals? And then that has been suggested that it's all politics at a certain point on the generals. It's no longer military. They're not out about winning wars. They haven't won a war since World War II. They're studying wokeness and white aggression and sex transfers and transgenders and all that kind of stuff. They're all involved in that stuff, and they don't have time for it. And this is what we get now.
Yeah, this is what we get.
Because there is no pride in it at that level. Well, guess what? And that pride's going to leave at all the lower levels. It eventually permeates everybody. And the code means nothing, and the honor means nothing, and the fact that you took an oath to your position means nothing. And that's the pride that made us so great. So what happens to our greatness at some point? If that pride's gone, if our code's gone, if the honor's gone, if Afghanistan was such an abortion, which is legal still, I guess, because we did Afghanistan. But Afghanistan was such an abortion that it should be railed against by military people because it was against everything the military's done as far as abandoning equipment, abandoning posts before the civilians are taken out. All of it's
it was all backwards.
All backwards. There's been one officer that steps up and resigns, one, and says, "I can't be a part of this anymore." What does that tell you about the rest of the officers? I mean, they're staying to try to make a difference, or they've accepted it, or they want to be a general and become woke.
Geez, that's a good question.
I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. How can they stay in there and not speak their mind that these guys have not followed the conduct that made us great? These guys have made us a laughingstock. That our army doesn't mean anything anymore.
I'd imagine that they, at one level, they're fearful of speaking out, right? Like a lot of the doctors during this.
If we don't do something about Miley, then they all become Mileys. Every one of them. Because now we don't have to follow the code. Everything's an exception.
Wow, you're making too much sense for me today.
We don't have to do it anymore. So, yeah, Lou, that's all your fault. We'll be right back. AM 560, KBLU.
Explore the great outdoors this fall with Kokopah Casino. Each drawing, you have the chance to win great outdoor prizes, cash, or rewards play. Drawings every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday through October 29th. On October 30th, one lucky winner will ride away with a 2021 Forest River travel trailer. Earn entries daily by playing your favorite slots and table games with your rewards card. For complete rules, see the Kokopah Casino Rewards Club. Winning is just around the corner at Kokopah Casino and Resort, South Highway 95 in Somerton.
Listen right here on 560 AM KBOU from 8 to 9 a.m. every Monday morning to Life, Death, and the Law, where Sean Garner and Adam Hansen discuss estate planning options. Spend Monday mornings 8 to 9 a.m. with Sean and Adam from Deason, Garner, and Hansen, and learn how you can plan your estate using a will or a trust to protect your family and secure your legacy. That's Life, Death, and the Law every Monday morning from 8 to 9, right here on 560 AM KBOU.
Arizona Marketplace is Yuma's largest outdoor market, open to the public November 4th, accepting all vendors' applications now. Our clients are requesting products and services like kitchen supplies, golf equipment, handmade jewelry, massage therapists, pet grooming, nail salon, hair extensions, and more. Call now for your reservations at 928-328-1088 or visit azmktholdings.com. Arizona Marketplace.
United Nissan is making it easy to buy a new or used vehicle this summer. We've been stocking up our inventory with trade-ins, lease returns, and quality used vehicles. And now we're ready to unleash these deals in the valley. Visit UnitedNissanImperial.com today.
Join Big and Rich, Aaron Lewis, and Eddie Montgomery of Montgomery Gentry for a one-night kick-ass concert to salute American veterans and first responders. Saturday, November 6th at the Akchun Pavilion. Big and Rich, Aaron Lewis, and Eddie Montgomery will be joined by CMA artists Ashley Wineland and political speakers. This is Dr. Bob Branch with the Power Fives, and we are proud to present you with the Salute to American Veterans. Tickets are on sale at Ticketmaster.com.
Truckmates, Yuma's Fix Up Your Pickup Truck Store is Yuma's home for snug top shells and lids. Snug Top, designed and manufactured to the highest standard, industry-leading quality and trend-setting design that protect and complement your vehicle. That's Snug Top. Truckmates is also your Line-X spray-in bed liner dealer. Line-X, #1 in America for spray-in bed liners, with nationwide warranty coverage, is now available and installed by Yuma's most experienced spray-on team at Truckmates. So protect your vehicle inside and out with Line-X spray and bed liners and snug top shells and lids at Truckmates. Truckmates is also your home for BDS suspensions, the highest quality aftermarket suspension lift kits, leveling kits, and accessories for 4x4 off-road truck and Jeep enthusiasts. And BDS suspensions are backed by the best lifetime warranty in the industry. BDS suspensions, Line-X spray and bed liners, and snug top shells and lids at Truckmates in its brand new building, same location, 32nd Street next to Lowe's.
The Border Report brought to you by RV World, located on Gila Ridge Road. Exit Interstate 8 on Araby Road, then head west on Gila Ridge about a quarter mile. RV World, Yuma's premier recreational vehicle dealer since 1991, offering a large selection of new and used RVs. And now the latest wait times for passenger vehicles in the standard lanes at our selected ports of entry, all reporting. San Luis, 2-hour wait, 2 lanes open. Calexico West, 90 minutes, 6 lanes open. Calexico East, 45 minutes, 2 lanes open. Algodones, 30-minute wait, 2 lanes open. Get updated border reports anytime at yumadailynews.com.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark back with you. Johnny's in studio. And I have a phone call. You're on the air.
Oh, you guys are long-winded today there, brother, man.
I can't help it, man. It happens some days.
I know. Good show. A lot of good information.
Thank you, buddy.
You were talking about how some of our leaders and what our leaders are doing, and on and on and on.
Yep.
Well, look, we have our own governor, who banned
hydroxychloroquine.
Yes, he banned that.
Yeah.
And come to find out, he was on a board of directors of one of the companies who was vying for the vaccine.
Correct.
Yep. Okay, so with all this said and done, and he done the unmasking in Arizona, Mr. Governor, it is time for you to rescind your ban on tetrachloroquine.
Yep. Can't be sold in the state of Arizona until it's approved for COVID specifically, which it never will be. No one's going to pay to do that.
No one's going to pay for it. But
but it's already approved. You know, they can take it.
Yes. And I also have in my hands my sweaty palms, because again, Carla had me sell 40 from 0530 this morning. In my hands, I have a pamphlet from the Indivisibles, a practical guide for resisting the Trump agenda.
Really?
Yes. And in my dirty hands, I open it up, and they have a chapter about the Tea Party.
Oh, well, you're famous.
Oh, yes. Did you know we change votes and defeat legislation?
I didn't know that.
I
didn't know you knew how.
Radically slowed federal policy making.
Well, that's true. I mean, because the policy making under Obama and stuff, the Tea Party brought a lot of attention to the negatives, and it did help.
Yeah. We also, are you ready for this one? We forced Republicans to reject compromise.
No.
Yes.
But I think it was a strong voice, but I think it's AOC and company and BLM and others that have tried to do that to the Democrat Party, and it's working.
And did you know we ignore reality and made up our own facts?
I never knew.
Yeah, this is the Tea Party's ideas were wrong. It has to be true because it's printed.
Yeah.
We threaten anyone they considered an enemy.
Yeah.
Physically assaulted and spat on staff.
Oh, really? Never happened.
Shouted obscenities. You're going to like this one. And let's keep Seattle and Portland and L.A. and Minnesota in mind when I say this. We shouted obscenities and burned people in effigy.
Never happened to my knowledge. I don't know who that is, but yeah.
Well, I'm just telling you what they wrote and they hand out for these young kids to read.
Crazy.
They targeted their hate not just at Congress, but also fellow citizens, Russ, especially people of color.
See, I knew you were racist. Yeah, after all, that is.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm running out of time, my friend.
All right. I had more, but I'll tell you a different day.
All right, buddy. Take care.
Don't forget Tea Party meeting tonight.
And Andy Gould's going to be there, I understand.
Yes, and I have two other great speakers there.
All right, buddy.
I'll call you back after a while and let you know who they are.
Take care. Bye-bye. That was Mr. Gilbert.
Yes, sir.
So they're writing propaganda about tea parties, man. It's just crazy.
Usually when they write propaganda, it's what they're doing. They just try to throw it off on somebody else.
Yeah, and they're calling all Tea Party members this. I guess they label them all. Broad brush. Everybody was racist out there. We'll be back. AM 560, KBLU.
From the 1 hour air conditioning and heating studio, this is News Talk 560 KBLU, Yuma.
Americans did a lot more shopping last month. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Economists predicted a COVID-related decline. Instead, retail sales rose 0.7%, even as car buying dropped.
Chip shortages that have made cars less available apparently continued to have an impact on buying. Excluding autos, the increase was even stronger, up 1.8%.
Fox's Ginny Casola, there was a slight increase in first-time unemployment claims last week, up to 332,000. There are numerous reports out of Afghanistan detailing Taliban brutality. But one of its leaders claims it's the U.S. violating the peace deal.
And they're calling for a new war and causing more chaos.
Anas Haqqani, once jailed by the U.S. for his role in terror attacks, talked to Fox's Trey Yingst in Kabul.
In an off-camera meeting, he told me the Taliban wants all countries to have consulates and representation in Kabul, though he claims the United States is not living up to their end of the bargain.
World leaders will soon come to America facing COVID mandates. Fox's Simon Owen has more live.
Dave, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio says anyone attending next week's UN General Assembly will have to be vaccinated against COVID-19. But the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres says he won't be asking world leaders to prove their status.
We as Secretariat cannot tell a head of state if he's not vaccinated that he cannot enter the United Nations.
It's not clear how the New York rules might be implemented. City officials say they'll offer walk-in vaccines and tests at a site outside UN headquarters. Dave?
Simon, we expect an update from police next hour on the search for Gabby Petito, missing since a cross-country road trip with her fiancé Brian Laundrie, who went home to Florida alone, now a person of interest.
They were touring national parks and documenting their trip for a YouTube series, but police say that he has remained completely tight-lipped.
That's Fox's Carly Shimkus. America's listening to Fox News.
He raids your fridge.
You're out of Barada.
Borrows your car without asking.
Scratches? What scratches?
He's your brother-in-law.
I'll pay you back.
He takes what's yours, and there's nothing you can do. But when identity thieves want to take what's yours, you can do something. LifeLock by Norton monitors your info and alerts you to potential threats. If you become a victim, they can help fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but you can save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com using promo code NEWS.
Nielsen says more than 30 million Americans watch Newsmax. It's the 4th highest rated cable news channel, and it's available on all major cable systems, or find it on smart TVs like Samsung, LG, and more. And it's free on Roku, Zumo, Pluto, Amazon Fire, and TiVo. Or download the Newsmax app on your smartphone. Watch it anytime, anywhere. Forbes described Newsmax as a news powerhouse. Millions of Americans are watching Newsmax. You should too. Tune in.
Morning News is brought to you by Sprague Sports on 32nd Street, Yuma's hunting and shooting headquarters, and responsible gun ownership since 1956.
YumaDailyNews.com on News Talk 560 KBLU is brought to you by Half Off Yuma. Get our half off deals right now. Go to KBLUAM.com and click on Yuma Half Off for this week's savings.
Here's the news in 60 seconds, YumaDailyNews.com. For families, Yuma's Park and Rec have released a new fall and winter activity guide. It provides info about upcoming holiday festivities like scary and safe trick-or-treat. You can download a digital copy through YumaDailyNews.com. The first of its kind, the library in San Luis will host an agricultural job fair. Companies like Dole, Greengate, even Taylor Farms will be on hand. You can find out who else will be there at YumaDailyNews.com. Yuma Proving Ground has just wrapped up some heavy artillery testing that has to do with smart anti-tank munition. See what the Army told us at YumaDailyNews.com. Today is September 16th. Lots to celebrate. World Play-Doh Day, Teenager Workout Day, National Guacamole Day, Mexican Independence Day, and it's also the official start of Hispanic Heritage Month. If you have Facebook, make sure you go ahead and hit follow Yuma Daily News. For now, that's the news. I'm Andrew Caravella.
AM 560, KBLU, Russ Clark back with you. It's already 8:04. Johnny's with me. You know, SpaceX just launched a rocket yesterday.
Saw that.
They do it a lot, though. They launch them all the time. That's what they do. They launch rockets, I guess. But this one was the first. You know what the first was?
No.
I'll tell you after the phone call. You're on the air.
Good morning. This is Lou again.
Good morning.
I have another question, and maybe you discussed it. I didn't hear it. But does anybody have a clue when or if we're going to hear what happened with the voting, with taking all those tests that they've done? Will we hear any results from that?
I think she's talking about the Arizona audit.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Supposed to hear this weekend.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, there's a report coming out this weekend.
Oh, great. Thank you.
All right, ma'am. Take care.
Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, it's funny. I would know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You heard that, huh?
Mm-hmm. The SpaceX, here's the first time ever that it was all civilian crew.
Oh.
No professionals. It was bought. I mean, some millionaire bought the whole trip. Said, I just want to buy the whole trip. So a billionaire, Arid Eichmann, 38, paid for the entire trip and took 3 other people with him. There was 2 men, 2 women. It's going to last 3 days, all civilians. So you could buy it if you had money. You could just buy the whole trip, Johnny. Say, yeah, I want to buy a rocket, go into space, 575 kilometers, which is further than any human space flight since the Hubble missions.
We need to make a lot of money off these NFTs and then buy one.
Can buy a rocket, become Elon Musk Jr.? I don't think so. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
That rally is this weekend, and it's called Justice for J6.
Okay.
That one they're talking about, and they're all fencing in the Capitol already.
Oh, that rally, yeah.
Right.
No, she was also talking about the Arizona audit. It's supposed to release a report.
I wasn't talking about what she said.
Yeah, and I've already got pictures of the Capitol.
Yeah, what are we going to do here? When are we hearing the results on that, or aren't we?
Well, there's going to be some preliminary results this weekend, so you're going to get them this weekend.
Something else, this thing with this, I don't know, how do we say his name? Miley? How the heck do you say that?
I think it's Miley.
If this turns out to be true, this is the most horrendous example of treason in our lifetime. And you weren't probably even born yet, and I was just born when the thing happened with the Rosenbergs. I think that was in 1950 or something.
Right.
But this is an American general that is consorting with basically the enemy.
Yeah.
And frankly, if it turns out to be the truth, he ought to go on trial and then go through the old court martial where they strip you of all those, pull off all the buttons and them things off in his hat, and they take his sword and they break it in half, and then he ought to be led to his permanent cellar to the gallows, as far as I'm concerned, because that is horrendous.
Yeah.
With what's going on there. That is a direct attack on the American people and the Constitution, not just President Trump.
I completely agree, buddy.
You know, that's just unthinkable. He looks like a miserable old Prick anyway, don't he?
Yeah, he's trying to figure out his white anger. So
I just also saw that the majority of Hispanic and black people want that critical race theory taken out of the schools. They're not for that. They think they want their kids fighting with everybody else.
That's because they're real people, Johnny.
That's right.
I mean, Ronnie, they're just people. You know,
absolutely.
People don't want hate in the schools. You know, so,
No, sir. No, and then they're just trying to redo that. You know, everything Martin Luther King, fought and eventually died for, to get rid of that bigotry and segregation, and they're bringing segregation back.
Yeah. But
the very type of people that were probably against all segregation at one time. This is insanity.
Well, because Martin Luther King was about judging people by their character, and these people all realize they don't have any character.
That's right. Oh, boy, can you say that again?
Yeah.
And, when you were saying earlier about, that whatever you want to call them in California, I heard yesterday that I was watching a show there, and a woman, I don't know who she was, I think she was out of L.A., I don't know what her position was, but she said that the California GOP did nothing at all to support Larry Elder. They did nothing to get votes out. And the votes he got were basically loyal people that believed in him.
Maybe.
But she said the California GOP did nothing to get votes out for that guy.
Yep.
So, and you have Newsom in there who's doing this and that, and exactly what you're saying, the white guy wins, and he's the one who's getting...
He's cashing in on his white privilege, and Larry Elder gets labeled a white supremacist.
Yeah, unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's how they are. I'll tell you something. Liberals never own up to their own screw-ups.
No.
A liberal screws up and blames everybody else for their own screw-ups. I've seen it too many times. You can't, they just don't. They don't own up. They blame everybody else for screwing up. And that's the truth.
All right, buddy. Be good.
You have a good one.
All right, bye-bye. That was Ronnie over there with Johnny's Pizza. For a limited time only, you get Johnny's Pizza.
Jimmy's, I think.
Or is it Jimmy's?
Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy's. Jimmy's Pizza, delivered by Ronnie's. Limited time only. Yeah, but go ahead and buy that SpaceX for me. I'll go with you.
Yeah, we're going to get money off of this NFTs.
Yeah, we'll go ahead.
And we're going to go get one. We're going to take a little trip.
We'll go buy a spaceship from
We're going to take
Elon
a little
Musk.
trip.
Go.
It's going to be great. That's a goal. That's a goal we should set with these NFTs.
Why don't we just go to the moon? We could have a picnic on the moon.
I like where you're headed.
That'd be nice. And have we can do a selfie with the Earth in the background.
I'm game.
You're
I'm
doing
game.
that?
Yeah, we're doing it.
You're into that?
Yeah.
All right. Elon Omar is upset. Now, she's been quiet during the whole Taliban thing because she's pro-Taliban and she's pro-Sharia law. But, while they're chopping heads off and everything, she's kind of like low-key.
Mm-hmm.
But she's speaking up now because something's going on in Minneapolis she's unhappy with. There was a referendum and it was going to go out on a ballot that was going to block, scrap the police department, get rid of the police. And a judge took it off. And I'll tell you the details after this phone call. You're on the air.
It's a quickie. Don't forget, you get to keep the souvenir box at no additional cost.
Okay, and that's a Jimmy's box.
Jimmy's Pizza.
Jimmy's Pizza. Limited time only at Ronnie's.
You got it.
All right,
that
buddy.
Is a great line. I like that.
All right, take care, man.
I got to tell that to my son. He'll crack.
All right, buddy.
Okay, but I'm sorry for interrupting.
No problem. Go right ahead. Take care. I answered the call. It's not your fault. I just think it's funny. He gets those, those couldn't find a box.
No, that's great.
That place went out of business. Limited time. I'm going to buy one today.
Are you?
I am. Well, here's the deal. One of the people I do business with gave us money to buy our crew lunch today. We're getting Jimmy's Pizza from Ronnie's. I'm going to do it.
What time? I'm over there.
You're going to come? We're going to probably do that around lunchtime today.
Okay.
Have a bunch of pizzas sent over.
Count me in.
I'll call Ronnie up and say, send me some of them Jimmy specials. We'll see if the boys will go for pizza. But she's slamming him. I'm talking Elon Omar, because the ballot measure was put out by a judge. A judge said, and she struck it down, question 2 of the Minneapolis ballot that was for the November 2nd election, because the wording was unreasonable and misleading. So I had to read it, Johnny.
What's the wording?
More than once. The question was to ask voters whether they wanted the city's charter to be amended to replace the Minneapolis Police Department with a Department of Public Safety, which would include licensed peace officers, if necessary, with administrative authority to be consistent with other city departments to fulfill its responsibilities for public safety. So I read it like 4 times, 5. I kept reading it. I'm like, okay, it was I don't know what it meant, Johnny. So we're gonna replace the Minneapolis Police Department with the Department of Public Safety. Well, some police departments all called the public safety, aren't they?
I think so. That's
and then they're gonna, could include peace officers, which are police officers, if necessary. Well, then what are you changing, really? What are you doing? It's kind of ambiguous, really. So she just struck it, says, that's just stupid. It doesn't say fire all the police officers and hire guidance counselors, but it's just, and I don't like referendums anyway. I think.
As a way to get stuff accomplished?
Yeah, it doesn't work.
No.
Because money wins out. If you got a lot of money to pay for the marketing and advertising, you can make stupid stuff sound good, and then there's no money to fight it. I mean, who's going to come up and fight it? But it's going to fulfill some kind of deal for some other cause. Like we did the hog thing here. Like all hog pens have to be bigger, so the farmers have to go out and redesign all their hog farms. So what that does is move the hog farms to other states. And since other states is not a referendum, other states, wouldn't. They're not going to have the problem. And keep in mind that if politicians had to vote on that, they'd never do it because their constituents are hog farmers. Why would I do that? You let the farmers be farmers.
You let them do what they have to do and how they do it and how they see best.
And then, they got to go survey.
Interfere.
Go survey the hogs afterwards. And say, are you a happier hog today that you have an extra foot or something, whatever it is? Just crazy stuff. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Good morning. How are you today?
We're doing well. Good morning.
Great. Have you been following any of this? And only because I heard it on the news here in the morning, it seems like this real prominent attorney, Murdoch, back east, that I shouldn't say had, but his wife and son were mysteriously killed here a while back, and then about 4 months ago, and then they found where he was, he tried to have, or he was embezzling money from his own law firm, but then I guess he tried to have he hired somebody to kill him for I guess he had a $10 million life insurance policy.
Yeah.
So I guess the guy that he hired to kill him, whatever, screwed up, and even though it shot him in the head, it still didn't do the job. So it's interesting that when you follow it and you listen to everything that happens, it just kind of shows, I guess, it's who you know and how much money you have in your pocket, because the guy that tried to shoot him, is already behind bars in jail, and Mr. Murdoch will probably go and turn himself in today and be charged and then released. Here's a man that tried to kill himself. And of course, his attorney that's representing him tells him that he's very, very distraught. It just seems to me that man should have been institutionalized as a threat to himself and to the public. But once again, I guess it all just depends on how much money you have, and I hate to say that, but I guess
true.
it's who you know and how much money you have. I mean,
it
happens.
They hire better lawyers, And yeah, I've been following it. It's a sad story, but yeah, basically he hired a contractor to murder somebody. He should be on charges for contracting a murder, even if it's his own murder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I just find it interesting that I guess that the guys behind bars, the other one, but this one who would be I would deem to be a threat to himself and to society would at least be institutionalized while they evaluate him. But maybe that's part of their strategy, I guess.
And how could the guy blow it? I mean, if you shoot somebody in the head, was he afraid to use an extra bullet or something? He just decided to just leave him in pain instead. Like that hurts. I mean,
how you can miss? I mean, well, I shouldn't even laugh because honestly, it's not funny. But I mean, it's yeah.
No.
Anyways,
it's terrible.
I didn't know you were following the story.
Yeah, but I didn't talk about it because it's so sad and everything. But shoot the guy.
And I guess Dominion Pelosi was correct when they announced that Gavin Newsom was going to win on that when they opened the polls that morning.
Well, they put a lot of money into that, buddy.
And just one more thing with this so-called preliminary audit or deal on our recount of our votes.
Yeah.
I really, we both went to high school and college, and I think we know how to add without taking off our shoes and using our toes. But it seems to me that when you're going to go in there and you're going to count ballots and compare them to what it is, I think when you're done counting, it's done. I mean, unless you're going to sit there and try to come up with some way to take the audit and destroy it in some way. I mean, I guess they're looking for the ways that they can spin it, I guess, because it seems to me that when you count something and you recount it, you know what? 19 is 19, no matter how many times you count it.
Well, I think they did more than that. The audit not only recounted the votes, but also traced to where were they all legitimate. So we'll see. We'll see what they come up with. I have no idea. I haven't seen any preliminaries.
Well, let's hope we get them.
All right, buddy. Thanks.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Sheriff Wilmot sent me some good news.
Oh, great. What's he saying?
So there is none. No. He did. Tonight, AWC Law Enforcement Reserve Training Academy is having their graduation of candidates.
Cool.
This academy is separate from the full-time academy and is designed for citizens who have a different career but also want to donate their off time to serving our community in a law enforcement capacity. The sheriff's office has 3 we sponsored to attend. Isn't that nice?
That's great.
So, and they have a tremendous amount of volunteers and posses and the sheriff does and all that. That's a great deal. It's a great deal that citizens get involved.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you can become a sheriff if you want to go through the school. Get that all done. That is good. So tonight, AWC is going to have a graduation.
That's cool. My one of my relatives just became a police officer in Orlando yesterday. He just had his graduation.
Does he carry a taser?
I don't know. I didn't ask him.
I don't want to carry a taser.
You don't?
Because they make you use it on yourself,
Oh, yeah, you got to go through that training. Where
you want to carry a taser? It's a good thing they don't do that with the 9mm.
So you've never been tased?
I have not. Why does that surprise you?
Is Sheriff Wilmot listening? Can we set that up?
Hey.
That would be a great NFT. We could film you getting tased. Sheriff Wilmot could do it.
Yeah.
We could put it up. Millions would buy it.
Right.
People would love to get you tased.
I have had that offer many times from many people. I somehow have turned that down.
No.
John Leacan used to offer to me regularly. Like, sure, you don't want to get tased? I'm like, yeah, pretty much. When he was chief of police. No, I have not, and I don't really plan on it anytime soon.
I think it would be great. We'll both do it for charity or something.
That was actually offered by John Leacan. He said do it for charity. He ended up doing it himself.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, because I said no. He said, we can do that for charity or whatever. And I said, no.
All right.
I didn't get tased at this point. There's no tasing. I know a lot of people have done it and they like it.
They like it.
I don't know.
Do they?
I don't know. I don't know if too many people had said, let me do it again, The Texas abortion law, they came out with that abortion law in Texas. That has created some attention because it defines something, in the Roe v. Wade type deal, which some people say was terrible law, terrible whatever. It didn't say unlimited abortion till whenever. It just said something about viable or something after the baby's viable. But it doesn't it doesn't actually say what time that is. Is it first trimester, second, third, Is that like the day before or is it 2 days after birth? I don't know. It doesn't really say, but the Texas went ahead and defined viable as heartbeat.
Yeah, they put some definition, some structure around what that means.
Yeah, like life starts at heartbeat to that law. Well, people just went nuts over it. The liberals that I have a right to kill my baby liberals didn't like that, and they said it has to do with women's health. No, it doesn't. It's not family plan. It's for those that lack the plan. But it's got some people upset. Biden has asked the DOJ to get involved and intervene and see what we can do to stop it. I mean, they can't find anything to stop it, so they're trying to get creative. But Merrick Garland's on the case now, the Attorney General. He said last Thursday the obviously expressly acknowledged intent of the statutory scheme is to prevent women from exercising their constitutional rights, which I'll discuss more of that. But let me take a phone call. You're on the air.
Hey, Russ, this is me again. Thank you for the opportunity to call and let listeners know at our Colorado River Tea Party tonight, we're going to have Frances Davidson, Community Concern Health, and YRMC. She's going to talk about the concerns that we are having with the hospital becoming a private, or should I say for profit?
For profit, yeah. That's not a done deal. They're trying to win some political points or some image points. Yeah,
she's going to speak a little bit on it. I'm pretty busy, so I told her I'd give her a few minutes to show her concerns that Yuma should be advised on what's going on. And we'll have her again at a later date. We also have Josh Pendleton, who is running for Congressional 3 District. He's running against Raul Grijalva if he wins the primary. We also have Brian Massey running for governor. I believe you had him in your show earlier this week.
Right.
Guy's a powerful man. He's loud.
That's okay. We don't give him a microphone then.
He don't need no microphone. And, of course, we have our own Andrew Gould, who is running for State Attorney General speaking. He's our main speaker tonight.
That's a big list, my friend. That's big.
It is. We're going to be running over. Lots of times we do run over, but tonight I believe we're going to run over. And Community Christian Church, they allow us to do that. They're great people there. And the bottom line, we are informing Yuma, Arizona on what's going on across the state and in our local community. So come out, Yuma. And if anyone has any questions, call me at 928-210-7895.
Got it. All right, buddy.
And I hope we see you and Johnny there tonight.
I got dance class.
I just dance at home.
You dance at home?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got dance lessons.
You're doing that taekwondo stuff.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, I do. I do the kickboxing.
Are you gonna be on the stars and do all that fancy acrobatic kicking boards up in the sky?
Well, hopefully one day.
I'm thinking about joining it just so I can punch Johnny.
I got punched a lot last night. I did.
I'll pay money to see the other way around.
All right. I know a lot of people would. All right, buddy. Take care.
God bless you. God bless you and Johnny and what you do for Yuma, Arizona, buddy.
You got it, man. Bye. Take care.
Hey, real quick. Yeah. God bless Gilbert and what he does with this. Getting these speakers together, seriously, that is, I can't make it, just being a single father, doing what I got to do, really tight schedule, but I do really appreciate what he does with the Tea Party.
So how many nights do you go to the gym to do the boxing thing?
I go Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, and it's for an hour.
Really, wear you out?
Oh, yeah. You come out drenched. 1 minute of a 1 minute round. We're doing 1 minute rounds of boxing.
Oh, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
And you have all the gear on so you can't get hurt?
I just have boxing gloves and mouthpiece. That's it.
You don't have a face mask? Or
no, I don't do that. It's like...
anybody hit you in the face?
I got hit in the nose pretty good last night.
Wow.
No, and when sparring, you don't go full.
I do.
Yeah, well, yeah. Sometimes you do. You get in there. Sometimes you get a full hit. But
I've never sparred. I don't know if I go full or not.
You've never sparred.
I've never done it.
You should do it.
Really?
Yeah, it's good. It's really good exercise. I come out drenched, but you're just full of like that testosterone going, and you just feel great. You feel fantastic after doing it. Yeah. I wish I would have done it younger and earlier in life.
Okay. Did you get knocked out?
I've never been knocked out. They don't swing that hard, thank God. But when we have a good size boxing gloves to where it's hard to knock somebody else with the boxing gloves. It's not UFC gloves.
Right.
Those ones hurt, but we use the regular boxing gloves, or the 14 ounce or 16 ounce.
Yeah, big.
And they got the pad. So, but it is kickboxing, so the kicks were probably what hurt the most. And when you get a good kick, I'm all bruised up.
Good,
but it's good. No, it feels good. Like it's like, well, I got hit and I lived, but then I got them back. So.
You hit back, huh?
Yeah, I hit back.
I'm 64, man. You got to be easy on me.
We'll be easy. I think there's another gentleman that's about 60 years old in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right. I'll show up, just become a target. I got to take a break. We'll be back. AM 560 KBLU.
The weekend is just around the corner, and you know what else is just around the corner? Some cooler weather. Not today. Today's still warm, 106, but tomorrow 102, and Saturday 102 the high. To detect fever, COVID-19's leading symptom, it's critical to take an accurate temperature reading with the Exergen temporal scanner. It's the only thermometer whose accuracy has been proven in more than 100 clinical studies. Learn more at Exergen.com. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith from the Weather Channel.
Weather is brought to you by Ed Whitehead's Tire Pros, serving Arizona for over 20 years.
At H&R Block, tax time means max refund time. And with Virtual Tax Prep, our experts can help you get your refund from home, staying in your sweatpants. Just snap some pics of your docs and a tax pro does the work. Your maximum refund is guaranteed, or your money back. Virtual Tax Prep, one of the many ways Block has your back.
All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund.
So when you need a hand with your taxes, H&R Block is here for you. Drop off your taxes today at their offices in Yuma, the Foothills, or San Luis, and let their experienced tax professionals help get your taxes won.
Hey, are you Flightline Mitsubishi? Yes, sir, we are. I hear if I test drive a new Mitsubishi, I'll want it. That's correct, sir. Okay, here goes. What are you doing? Testing my new Mitsubishi with this driver. No.
Test drive a new Mitsubishi. Not like that. Get behind the wheel of a new Mitsubishi at Flightline Mitsubishi today, and we're pretty sure you'll fall in love and be driving away in that new Mitsubishi very soon. Come visit them at 1350 East 32nd Street, Yuma, or online at FlightlineMitsubishi.com. Flightline Mitsubishi. Drive your ambition.
When it's hot, the last thing you want is your home's AC to quit on you. At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you warm and comfortable quickly. Call 855-1-HOUR for a free service call with completed repair. Don't forget, we're
always on time or you don't pay in time. Always on time or you don't pay in time.
Terms and conditions may apply. Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Are you struggling to find quality employees? Tired of placing the same old Sunday classifieds or getting lost in the online job boards and getting the same results? Then you need to call us today at 344-4980 and put radio to work for you. It's fast. Place an ad today and have it on air tomorrow. Whether you're looking for hourly workers or to fill highly specified job descriptions, placing an ad on radio will help you fill these positions quickly. Call 344-4980 today and put radio recruitment to work for you.
United Kia wants to buy your vehicle. We'll buy your car even if you don't buy from us. Bring your car to United Kia on Highway 86 at Ayton Road for a quick appraisal and drive home in your new ride. Or with a heavier wallet. Visit UnitedKiaImperial.com today.
There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you on Thursday morning. It's already 8:32, Johnny. No time to go kickboxing.
No, but I got to get my kids to Taekwondo here in a little bit. So.
You did? They're going today, huh?
Yep.
Hey, North Korea has fired off 2 ballistic missiles. You know, they stopped doing that during President Trump. You know,
You think it's any coincidence?
No, it's not coincidence. I mean, it has to do with he doesn't like Biden. And so he's back to saber rattling and all kinds of stuff. So Japan's not happy about it. But they're upset about it. The Japanese prime minister said the firing threatens the peace and safety of Japan. And they're reaching absolutely outrageous. But I think when America's weak, a lot of that stuff's going to happen. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Russ, ask Johnny if he downloaded the Taekwondo from America's Got Talent for his kids.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that. I forgot. I'll do it.
But yeah, write it down and do it. Your kids are going to love it.
Yeah.
Do it. And show the class. They'll like it, too.
You got it, man.
All right, buddy. All right. Take care. He's got stock in Simon Cowell. So North Korea is causing problems. We knew that. We know about... France issues angry response to a nuclear submarine deal between the United States, United Kingdom, and Australia. And so you wonder, like, well, why would France care? You know,
Are they upset because they weren't included? Or?
Yeah. Yep. The American choice to exclude a European ally and partner such as France from a structuring partnership with Australia at a time when we are facing unprecedented challenges in the Indo-Pacific region, whether in terms of our values or in the terms of respect for multilateralism based on the rule of law, shows a lack of coherence that France can only note and regret. But Biden got together with Boris Johnson and said, hey, man, let's go ahead and give these submarines to Australia because there's some problems over there and China taking some space and all that kind of stuff. And, have another nuclear submarine that could keep tabs on China or whatever. He said, the White House at this first initiative under their Australia, United Kingdom, and United States recognizing our common tradition as maritime democracies, we commit to a shared ambition to support Australia in acquiring nuclear-powered submarines for the Royal Australian Navy. Today, we embark on a trilateral effort of 18 months to seek an opportune pathway to deliver this capacity. We will leverage enterprise from the United States and United Kingdom building on the two countries' submarine programs to bring an Australian capability into service at its earliest available due date. And it's got highly sensitive submarine technology. It's a wonder we didn't give it to the Taliban. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Hey, I got a couple things for you.
Yeah, man.
You were talking about Korea and nuclear program.
Yep.
Clinton was selling uranium to Russia. All right. A while back, the controversy about Clinton selling uranium.
Right, the yellow cake. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, from what I understand, North Korea was going to set up an explosion someplace, and the media was going to go wild and say it was North Korea, but it actually wasn't. It was Ukraine or something like that. But they would trace the explosive discharge back to Korea, and they would blame it on Korea, even though it wasn't Korea. That's that about the media pumping out that controversial stuff about North Korea doing the nuke stuff. Hey, the Miley stuff, General Miley. Do you remember Lafayette Park? Oh, by the way, President Trump won the election of 2020. Do you remember when Trump went out there with the Bible, stood in front of St. Paul's Church?
Yeah.
Well, he cleared out that crowd because that crowd was going to burn that church down.
Right.
So he cleared them out.
Yeah, but they demonized him for it.
And Miley went out there and said, "Hey, I disavow what I did," because his controllers or his handlers told him to do that. So I just want to let everybody know the crowd that was in that park were not ordered, but they were pushed to burn that that church down. Remember, the church was built at the same time that the White House was built in 1806 or something like that.
Yeah, it's old.
And they were going to burn that down.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one. Hey, thanks a lot. See
All
you.
right, buddy. Bye. They damaged it anyway, burning. And Trump ran out there, because and of course Secret Service and everybody followed, and they said that he was, they were clearing the crowd earlier, using tear gas. None of it was true.
That came out that none of it was true afterwards. Yeah.
Hey, a San Diego couple trapped in Afghanistan is returning to the U.S. after weeks of Taliban harassment. Lucky they got out alive.
I'm glad they're coming back.
U.S. Representative Daryl Issa has been on the forefront of helping these people. I don't know who all has been using, but not normal military, because the military won't help. The United States government won't help.
Is that confirmed, or is that just...
No, they won't.
They won't help?
I know that.
Oh, okay.
From other people over there that have asked for help, and they won't give it to them. It's like, well, no, if you can make it your way here, whatever. They wouldn't even let the people take off that had private planes. And they said, okay, we're ready. We're at the airport. We're going to go. Nope, can't give you clearance, because, they can't give you clearance to land.
Mm.
So you can't go anywhere if you don't have a place to land.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well,
but I'm glad this couple made it back. That's great.
Yeah. Well, the other ones eventually did after enough pressure. They allowed, but they said we haven't vetted anybody. Well, how can you vet them? You got nobody in country, and you didn't vet anybody you took out anyway. They just took out whoever got on the plane when they were there. It was on their planes, and then they weren't going to take any more because we haven't vetted them. Well, you can't vet them until we get them to the air base, and they were going to bring them to a military air base, and they were like, no. But anyway. Isaac says this is a cause for celebration and the result of almost countless hours of work under very difficult conditions. Our team simply would not give up, and today it paid off, and we got them home. While we have made extraordinary progress, but we're not stopping until everyone comes home. Now, this was an older couple. They're both in their 80s, and get them out. They kept getting turned down they couldn't get to the airport. And I know the United States government came out, and Biden's team came out. Well, a lot of people just want to stay. No, they couldn't get to the airport. No, they would not go out and rescue anybody. Unlike the French and the United Kingdom and a lot of private businesses went out and rescued people, but not the United States. The couple's among 33 San Diegans ISIS helped to get out of the country since the U.S. withdrew forces. Now, when the U.S. withdrew forces, and they said, okay, last man's out, and it was a general, and they came out with all these announcements. And they lied, Johnny. They said, well, nearly 100 U.S. people are still in there, but, people want to stay. We can't make
That's how they framed it, yeah.
We have nearly 100, right? But we had private individuals continuously taking them out. And I know someone that did, and I know they got 37 I know about, but more than that I know about. American citizens out afterwards. And, of course, Glenn Beck was working on it and some other people working on it.
Yeah, he raised a lot of money.
Yeah, they were all working on it. And there's stories about people that made it their own way to the border and crossed the border into another country without any help from the U.S. government. The U.S. government wouldn't help. Then the U.S. government takes credit for it. Said, well, we got more people out. They never went in and did anything. Those people got out on their own. And all that. But at the very beginning, they said there's about 100. So now that all these other people have gotten out, they've got 33 here. I know of at least 37 more, plus all the other ones and everything. You'd think we were down to what? A handful at this point? Well, right now it's down to about 100.
The original number they gave.
Yeah. How many hundreds do we have to take out before that number changes?
Okay.
But at the time, I was told it was probably closer to 800 when they were saying about 100. And, of course, they have intelligence. They know who it's purposefully lying to us. Jeez. It's kind of like the guys that's been pulled over by Leon.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, have you been drinking? Well, I only had 2 beers. Everybody's always had 2. Well, I think the United States government's always 100.
Yeah, it was always 100? That's what they're doing?
It's about 100. Yeah, it's about 100. That's what it is. Kind of like Leon pulling you over.
Yeah.
Doesn't every police officer and every sheriff's deputy, is that what they hear?
I don't know.
Somebody's been obviously drinking. Yeah, I just had 2.
A couple, yeah. I just had a couple.
I just had a couple or 2. One way or the other.
Yeah.
I just had a couple. It's the United States saying, it's about 100. They knew all along it was a lot more. They know. And they lied. And they lied during the intelligence part about the Taliban. They already knew, Johnny.
That seems to be the case. I hate to make judgment before.
Why are they lying to us, Johnny?
And I really hate to think that our government is capable of this, but that does seem to be the case. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, either that or our intelligence is so ridiculously stupid they all should be fired.
Which kind of almost seems even worse if our
which one
intelligence.
is it?
Which one is it? Right? Are they
See, our
that
intelligence
bad?
is inept as hell, or are politicians liars? Which one is it?
Yeah, I think
it's got to be one or the other.
Yeah, and I think our intelligence office probably does a great job.
Well, it came out afterwards that they gave them the briefings. They told them at the same time that our president's telling them he's getting on the news. Joe, he was on the news, like a week and a half before we had a total pullout that said, well, the Taliban is only a few people. They got 300,000 strong Afghanis. They'll never take them back and all that. And then a week later, just all upside down. But they knew then that it wasn't
hard.
Well, yeah, that they're going to throw you in jail for that. Now, heroin and all the other stuff, I don't know, not so much. But
not so much anymore.
This fake cards, I mean, you get a fake ID, a Social Security card, driver's license, it's a slap on the wrist. You get a fake COVID card, you committed a felony. It's crazy.
It is crazy. It's crazy that people want them.
I want a dozen of them. But they got interrupted.
Your shipment got interrupted.
I just ordered them.
Oh,
too,
man.
Interrupted.
You got them off of wish.com, and now they're not coming.
Yeah, they seized the first of 2 international parcels on August 24th. Determined the parcel of 20 cards. 20. That's national news. We got 20 cards of low quality appearance. Well, that's a national security issue.
I guess.
Nothing about the border going on about the 228,000 from last month they got across, which is a record number again. Yeah, that's not a big deal. But the fact that we got 20 COVID cards.
20 cards and made national news.
Kids will roll. We got 20 cards.
I don't know, man.
The cards were being shipped to someone in Beaver County, Pennsylvania. That individual, whose identity was not released, because I'm sure they got to do a bunch of
You
background
have family back east, don't you?
Not in Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
It's not from the Center of Disease Control and Prevention or a certified medical entity. Now, these cards can be produced anywhere at any time. CDC put out the card so that you could do it on your own printer.
Mm-hmm.
Not to individuals anymore, but I mean to
the medical offices. Yeah.
But now, I guess there's a real tightening down. Everybody's scared, and they're not just handing out cards. Go into the pharmacy and say, "Hey, I don't want to get the shot. Can you give me one of the cards?"
Can I get a couple of those?
Get a couple of those cards. Probably red lights would go off and the doors would automatically close and lock.
Is that what happened?
I think so. Mm-hmm. I think so, man. They're taking that stuff like seriously, terrible. Seriously, but I don't think you can get them. You can't get them from China anymore. I mean, we still get fentanyl by the ton from China.
Is that where we get the fentanyl?
Originally, it all came out of China.
It came from China. Huh?
Yeah, and they can't catch that. But we got 20 cards.
Man, that stuff is lethal too. That fentanyl, man. A comedian and two of his buddies just got found dead just from a little bit of fentanyl laced drugs. It wasn't even fentanyl, but there was.
That's mostly what's out there is laced drugs,
really?
Like oxycodone or something that's laced with fentanyl. But the lacing is so touchy because fentanyl is micrograms. Like micrograms, you're going to need a pretty sophisticated system to make sure that the dosage is exactly in micrograms. Well,
yeah.
And so they're doing it in someone's garage. You might get that microgram off a little bit, and it doesn't take much to kill you.
No, I guess not. Just a little bit. Even touching it could be deadly.
Yes, it can be absorbed through the skin. So, yeah, that's happened to police officers before. They end up using their own EpiPens on themselves.
Horrible, man.
Because they didn't put their gloves on and they move something. It's like, oh, no, crap. Grab the EpiPen. I think I've been OD'd. Yeah, that was exactly right.
Yeah, get that stuff off the streets, please.
Yeah. The No, we got to get the cards off the street.
That's what we got to do?
Yeah.
That's agenda number one?
It seems to be this COVID is the only thing this administration wants to bear down on and make sure that, not that it's available, the vaccine, but that we force you to take it and you carry the papers. Give me your papers. You want to come in here? Show me the papers.
Oh, man. Sounds familiar.
I'm just going to get it tattooed on my forehead. We'll be right back. AM 560 KBLU.
We gotta get out of this place. If it's the last thing we ever do, we gotta get.
Arizona Marketplace is Yuma's largest outdoor market, open to the public November 4th, accepting all vendors' applications now. Our clients are requesting products and services like kitchen supplies, golf equipment, handmade jewelry, massage therapists, pet grooming, nail salon, hair extensions, and more. Call now for your reservations at 928-328-1088 or visit azmktholdings.com. Arizona Marketplace.
United Nissan is making it easy to buy a new or used vehicle this summer. We've been stocking up our inventory with trade-ins, lease returns, and quality used vehicles. And now we're ready to unleash these deals in the valley. Visit UnitedNissanImperial.com today.
Last year alone, $55 million was wasted on Facebook advertising and another $48 million on Google by people who thought they knew what they were doing, but found themselves overbidding on search terms, buying wrong audiences, and using ineffective tactics. Wouldn't it be better to talk to someone who knew what they were doing from the start and could give you solid strategies and advice? Get free advice, sign up for our business building e-tips, and take the guesswork out of your marketing plans at yumaadvertising.com.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you, and Johnny's here in studio. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Butch called me.
Man, apparently he's not dead.
No, he's not. He said he took, Butch took the shot, the fentanyl. He had, or not fentanyl. He didn't take fentanyl. He took the vaccine.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got his card and everything. He had a question.
What's that?
He said, how come they didn't make the card size of a driver's license so you can put it in your wallet? It's because they hate you, man.
They don't like him, huh?
They don't like you. They hate everybody. They're going to make it big enough that it doesn't fit in anything. Do you know that?
Well, if you see the technology that's coming, it's pretty. They have it now where you could the technology is being developed where they could actually scan over wherever the shot was at, and there would be a glow that would be able to show.
Oh,
if
great!
You got the vaccine.
That's what I want is a glow.
Serious. That's dead serious. You could look that up. It's a new
so they
technology.
Could check biometrics and just say, okay, you've got
the vaccine.
You got the tracers in you is what you've got.
It's like a tracer. It's like something that comes up under almost like a black light type technology. That's something they're working on.
Johnny, somebody needs to be shot.
So because here's the thing. Here's in marketing, really this is the way it works, right? So if you make it big and awkward, right? So you create the problem when you already introduced your first version. And so now you're going to need the next version, and then you're going to need the next version. So the version they're already working on is that it's dead serious. It's not conspiracy theory. Look it up. They're making it so where it's glows under a certain light, and you could tell if somebody has a vaccine or
They're
not.
going to tag me with that. It's a mark of the devil.
That's what it sounds like that to, I guess Christians and conspiracy theorists, but it is the technology. So I'm just reporting on it as the technology develops.
Wow.
Yep.
So they're going to, whatever it is, it puts a permanent marker in you.
It has like something where it's being able to be seen under a certain type of light.
Johnny, I'm not happy about any of this.
You have good reason to not be happy about it. It seems very...
So the vaccine may not last forever, but the markers
maybe
will.
The marker.
That's not good. What color is it going to glow? Do you know?
No, I don't know.
Can we customize that?
Can you pick your own color?
Yeah, I think I should want to pick it.
Yeah, I don't.
It's a mark of the beast.
It's interesting. It's very interesting.
And Butch he also told me that, look, it's still coming from the fentanyl coming from China.
The fentanyl is still coming from China.
Still doing, but they don't have a good job. They don't do a good job intercepting that. They intercept the cards.
They get the cards, but not the fentanyl.
Not the fentanyl.
Weird.
Yeah, we're looking for cards right now. We got the dog sniffing for cards. Oh, that's too bad. I'm not happy about it. Let me see. I got that. Oh, wow. I've already read all these. The ballistic missiles. Oh, Biden's push to combat the COVID. They did a poll number on it. They did polls to find out, are people ready for this? Is Biden doing a good job and all that? What do you think, Johnny?
Is Biden doing a good job?
On the COVID front. Are his policies right?
Oh, so there's a poll and they're asking people if his policies are right.
Yep.
I would say maybe 48%.
Okay, you already read it.
No.
48% agree that it's right.
There you go. I'm just that good, Russ.
Johnny.
What?
You can't be that good.
I know. I haven't read it. I'm not sure.
51% disagree. 48% say it's good.
Mm-hmm. That's about the division in our country. That's why. That's a lot of polls go about that same baseline.
Yeah, and but 53% approve of the fact that they're making the workplaces of over 100 employees mandatory. Can you believe in this country, 53% said that's a good idea to make people tie them down, inject them.
So there's two questions there, right?
There's more than one. Yes.
I know, but can I believe it? I can believe it, right? Because I look at Twitter. I go and I step into that cesspool called Twitter, so I can totally believe it because that's what the group thinks right now.
Yeah.
That's what if you look on there, that's what the group thinks, right? And anybody that doesn't is labeled as whatever, and they're ostracized, and they don't get to mingle with the other people in this group think. So, but can I believe it from where I was raised and how I was taught America was supposed to be? No, I can't. I can't believe it on that level, but dive in.
We got, so much for the individual and so much for, my body, my choice type stuff. And of course, the my body, my choice for abortion is the exact opposite of the my body, my choice for vaccines.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Exactly the opposite. It's all political.
Mm-hmm.
Politically, the Democrats say kill the babies, but force everybody to get the vaccine. The Republicans are like, save the babies and forget you in the vaccine. Is there a consistency or is that inconsistent, Johnny?
It's inconsistent. It just depends on what side of the group think I guess you're on.
I don't think it's inconsistent. I don't. It's about personal choice, but personal choice for the baby also.
Well, okay.
The baby's alive. The baby's not. Where I think the Democrats are like, forget that baby, man. And also forget you. You have to help. I'm more worried about me, and if you get the shot, I'm better. So
that is a thought out there. Again, that's part of the group thought that you get the shot, then it works better for me.
Right.
That's dead serious. That you could find that on Twitter as well.
So you want my skin to glow, so you've been happier. Mm-hmm. I'm not for it.
So I'll be safer if you get it. And it's a crazy way of thinking. They totally throw out any type of health, take care of yourself, eat right, sleep right, whatever. It's just, no, you get the vaccine and it's safer for me.
And I want everyone to get it. And there's a lot of people scared out there. I understand. They're watching CNN every night and they're telling you, ridiculous stuff. But no more control over your personal body. It's good. It's for the good of the country. It's socialism. Your body belongs to me, the state.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't
belong. 53%. So here's the thing. So if you're on that agenda and you see a number like that after a poll, you're like, wow, what next step can I take it to take it even further?
Yeah.
Because we're polling okay, and we're going against people's freedoms. Right,
yeah,
this is unconstitutional,
exactly.
and people are saying,
But that's why the Bidens want to pack the court, and get jurists that are going to agree with the socialistic values instead of the constitutional values.
Mm-hmm. They want to do that, and it's Yeah, it's an interesting place, this country that we live in now, and I hope there's a way that the pendulum swings to the other
There
direction.
always is. You know, and my brother and I were talking about the other day, and he's a little nervous about it. I said, well, it's, we've been through a lot of this before, like when Jimmy Carter, not the socialism much as, but the taxation, the high interest rates, and all that kind of stuff during Jimmy Carter policies. We had the same thing, and we're getting back to them because we forgot.
We forgot that it didn't work.
Yeah, we forgot that it matters. And with AOC out there,
I like that better. We forgot that it matters. There you go.
You know, with AOC out there demanding now, well, $15 isn't good enough. We need $25 an hour because of inflation. What she forgets is that it's the increased wages that are causing the inflation.
That has partly to do with it, yeah.
Mostly to do with it. I mean, that's a huge part of it. So you start giving people more money, and you're going to have more pressure on goods, services, and all that. Plus, the goods, service is going to cost more money, which causes inflation.
That causes, yeah.
So it's okay, give me more money. Wait, inflation went up again, give me more. Inflation went up again, give me more. Inflation went up, give me more. You know, there's no end to it. It's going to be forever. Because what's going to create a stability is productivity, not just money. Productivity.
Actual productivity, yes.
Where we're producing instead of just giving and stuff. And we're killing ourselves right now. Mm-hmm. Johnny, we're running out of time. I'm sending you home. Thanks. I'll be back tomorrow. Man, it's only Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. AM 560. KBLU.
I can't twist the truth. It knows no regulation. Handful of senators don't pass legislation.